Did you actually start the stream?
Yep, just now.
Oh.
We are
boy.
live. We are live, live.
We're live, just rambling.
Yep.
Yay!
Nothing to see here, just rambling.
All right, folks, this is an unofficial stream where we're just basically working, similar to the ones that Scottie and I have been doing recently. So we got some creative stuff going on here. What you're probably going to see is a little bit more creative discussion, and a lot of shaking heads at old things, and who knows, anything from there. We actually did one of these last week and then kind of, shamed ourselves for not going live with it. We just ended up we do this every once in a while, get together. Usually about half the team gets up here, so it's bad.
Mature audiences only. There will be strong language.
Yeah, so that's where we're about right now. About half the team is here, and Scottie's working on one thing, Sannio's working on another, I'm working on other stuff, but then you'll probably see discussions across each other's thingies as we go along. Just gotta find my stuff. Ow.
If this is your first time here, I just typed this in the chat. We are Shroud the Avatar. It's a free-to-play, mostly messy multiplayer game. You can also play offline or friends only. All the bells and whistles you'd expect from a messy multiplayer game are in there. Crafting, equipables, wearables, dyeing. You can also own property, decorate your house. Some people own actually a whole scene, like a whole town, a player town. And you can check us out at shroudtheavatar.com. My name is Keith Quinn. I'm a designer.
Thank you, Keith.
Also known as Sannio on the forums and in the game.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Scott Jones, and I'm the artist for the game right now. Working on some stuff that we're preparing for for one of the upcoming milestones. But for the main reason right now, I'm just trying to kind of play with some polys and show folks how some of the stuff is working and getting things to a point where they can be functional in game. This is a podium that I've made that if I turn off the grid and turn off the line work, you can actually see it in all its glory. I've been working on stuff like this for years and years and years for Shroud of the Avatar. I've also done world building and
if you like Xenos, it's because Scottie made it.
Oh yeah, I worked on Xenos long ago. I worked on a variety of different places. Artifice. I worked on
Nightshade Pass.
Yep, Nightshade Pass, and a couple more that I'm not remembering right now. I did a bunch of some dungeon stuff too. What's that huge long underground that goes so
the
far?
Hill Fortress is under Nightshade Pass. You did that. Oh God.
It was one of the other huge dungeons. I'm trying to remember.
The one in Desolus.
Oh yeah. There's that one too, actually. Yeah, the Desolus dungeon.
Can't think of the name of it. Start with an A. Why am I? It's brain fart. I don't know.
It's been so long. But anyway, yeah, that's mainly the kind of stuff I do, and then I do kind of art directorial work whenever necessary, just to kind of get things all kind of feeling like they're in the same thing and giving critique when necessary and stuff like that. And so that's what I'm up to these days. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Who else wants to say things?
I said things all right.
Oh, we have to talk?
The Epitaph. The Epitaph is the name of that dungeon.
Oh, the Epitaph. That's right.
God,
Yeah, that was a good one. Well, I'm working right now. I'm actually doing the wrap-up stuff on the Smoke-A-Lot bug. So
that's what we're calling it.
Yep, he's got the dubious honor of getting the bug named after him, since he's the first person to have it happen.
What is it? What's the bug?
This is a pet-related bug. So basically, and I said, does anybody know if he's in game right now? Because I don't see him. I don't know if he's on one of his alts or something that I don't know what the name of is. But if anybody,
I can tell you.
yeah, if anybody sees him, let him know. Because basically, if he's able to join the stream and listen in, that would be the best. Otherwise, I'll have to repeat all this to him. So, and I'm going to put up a post on the forums that will be a good bedtime story for anybody who wants to fall asleep. That will explain the whole thing as well. But bottom line, what happened? Smoke a lot, drink a lot, has a lot in Brittany Estates. He also has a lot in Brittany Alleys. I think he's got a lot in a number of other places as well. But
I'm sad to report he is not online right now.
oh, okay, all right. Well, somebody could always point him to the stream to get some good detail, and then of course I'll be talking to him directly as well. Basically, the first place it was reported was Brittany Estates. If anybody got close to his lot, it would create what we call in the industry a black hole. There are a number of different types of things that occur in online games that get some pretty neat little phrases coined for them. A black hole in an MMO basically means that, and I'll say generally the way this is done is by crafting like 10,000 logs and putting them all in the same spot. So that, it's not a stack of them, but actually having. So I think the last time I saw somebody do something like this was was actually an offline game in Skyrim. Somebody had crafted a bunch of sweet rolls and filled an entire house with sweet rolls. These are all 3D objects, and they just keep on piling them in there until finally the game can't deal with it anymore and crash. So that's a black hole, and but more famously or accurately, it would be in an MMO or an online game where there's other players around. Basically, what happens is there's a bug, whatever it is. In this case, it's not duplication or a lot of items. The pets that Smoke had placed on his lot, of which there were 2 of them. The game loads data for those pets. So as another player comes by the lot, it loads data into your client to tell you about the pets that are there. And it's auxiliary data. So like whether or not the pet is aggressive or passive, or if it's going to follow you or not follow you, patrol, etc. All that type of stuff. So in this case, Smoke's data had hit the maximum. It went beyond the maximum of what the server could deal with, and again, this is actually due to a bug, but so it's not supposed to get that way. But since the file, the database entries that needed to be transferred to everybody's client who walked by his lot was so big, the server would go to send it and say, hey, I can't send you the whole file. And the actual symptomatic bug is that the client and the server were having an exception that they didn't handle. So I'll be going into the server code and writing some defensive code to basically, if this happens, then the server will give up instead of basically saying, okay, I'll keep trying. So that's what was going on, is that the server would keep on trying to load this pet data, and no matter what you did at that point, the client would not talk to the server anymore because it was spending all its time trying to load Smoke's pet data. So this is nobody's fault, except maybe some of the coders on the project from days past.
Wow, you are pets. Oh my God.
So basically, what I found is that this pet data was not being trimmed properly. So if you had gotten a pet, you trained up a pet, and I see players do this, right? They'll train up a pet and then they'll sell it, or whatever. So once you no longer own the pet, whether it went to permadeath or you traded it away, destroyed the pet, sold it to a merchant, gave it to a quest merchant, whatever the situation, the game should be deleting the entries in this table for those pets that don't exist anymore. Smoke is an avid pet aficionado, so his table is actually the largest in the game. So there were his table is actually pretty much 100 entries bigger than the nearest player in the game. And again, they're not all real because he doesn't have them all anymore. So the game wasn't trimming that out and deleting the unused or deleted or traded away pets, etc. So on. So the break fixed answer is to go ahead and trim down that table manually. And the only thing this is going to impact, if anything at all, would be whether or not that pet was set to patrol or follow close, follow near, far or whatever, that type of stuff. That's the only flags that were actually in this thing. So I'll trim that down to get around the problems. That way people don't experience the black hole. And I have, before we knew what was going on, I had Smoke unclaim his lot in Brittany Estates, so that way we could bypass the issue and it wouldn't affect other people in the zone. So I grabbed that lot so that way, nobody would snipe it from him. And I just need to get in touch with him now so I can get him back on his lot, make sure he gets all his stuff back, which went into the bank and so on and so forth. And then we'll move forward with code changes. As I said, I have server code, I have client code that has to be done to defend against this. So if it ever does happen, basically the client will just give up trying to load that data. And in this particular case, that data is not critical to the operation of the game or playing the game. So it's not a big deal. Then, and the server side as well has to also see that when the file or the table that it's trying to load onto the client is too large, it should actually abort and send a message to the client saying that, we aborted it, so don't get upset. And of course, it'll be logged and everything, so if it ever happens again, we can find out what's going on and fix it. So that's part one. Part two, I need to write a utility that will go through the database and identify everybody's pet list and make sure that each pet on that list is real, that the pets are still there, that you still own the pet. And that's going to take a little bit of doing. Once I get that done, I'll run that on the QA server, and that way I'll know how long it'll take. On the QA server is not as powerful as the live server, so if the QA server takes 5 hours, then I know the live server will probably take 3, that type of thing. But we will have to take the game offline, like during one of our normal releases or a maintenance window of some kind, where we'll run that against the entire database, and that'll actually literally run against all the characters. This is per character too, by the way. So all the characters on all the accounts have to be audited to check to see if these entries in this table are still legitimate. And any of the ones that are not legitimate, we will purge because obviously they don't exist anymore. And of course, we have backup databases and everything. So if anything were to go south on that, we have safeties in place for it, and we can always restore something. But this does not require a rollback. It was actually only affecting one person. The bug is actually one person, and it was affecting more than one person, more than one player, based on the symptom. So all we have to do is bypass the symptom, and we should be good to go. Then the last stage of this whole thing is that I need to go into the code and write and I guess we call it like an inline utility that will run every time somebody trades a pet, that will go in there and trim the table and make sure the pets that are in the table are legitimate. That way it won't take more than a few hundred milliseconds to do what we're going to now have to do. That'll probably take a few hours. Now, of course, that's an estimation. Once I run the once I write the utility and run it on the test server, we might find that this only takes a half an hour. So it all depends on what we run into. I will tell you that I ran a report once I figured out what was going on. I ran a report in the database, and the top 20 players, meaning the ones with the largest pet tables, range from the maximum to about 200 below maximum. So it's a quick drop off is what I'm trying to say. So it's only real, this would only really, and I'm not going to use the word effect. When I run the utility, it will only impact time-wise the people who are heavy tamers and have a lot of tame pets and stuff. It's this table applies to deco pets as well as tame pets. Yeah, and that's it. Those two things. So anyway, that's the bug that we had, and it should be resolved. I'm actually putting in the fix right now, so that way nobody will experience the issue in game, and I could do that live, and it's just going to take me a second while we're talking here, and then just need to get in touch with Smoke and fix up his account, so that way he's made whole again.
And how long has this been happening?
It started. It started the day that I found out that I had contracted COVID.
Oh
Yay.
yay!
Yeah.
COVID
So
discovery.
that was Friday. Yeah. So all told, it's been 6 days that the issue is present. We bypassed it, by doing the unclaiming of his lot and stuff. So there's no items lost. There's no rollback needed. There's the inconvenience, of course, to Smoke for having to give up one of his properties for the week while we figure out what the hell is going on. But basically, Friday is when it happened. I guess Friday afternoon. By Friday evening, we had put the workaround in place so that way players weren't impacted. And then I went off and was sick for 3 days or so. Actually, 4 days, I guess.
Rude.
Yeah.
Super fun.
So
Super fun.
yeah, I just slept. I mean, it wasn't a bad COVID or anything, because I've had the vaccines and stuff, and I missed my booster this year, so it was really just basically a cold plus a lot of tiredness, a lot of fatigue. So I slept until I guess really Wednesday morning is when I came out of the fog, and then I sat down and really dug into all the code and everything and figured out exactly what was going on. Maybe I did that even earlier on Tuesday, but I don't really remember. But yeah, so where we are now, we got that figured out, and now I just need to implement the permanent solutions. Taming has been here since, geez, persistence, right? Or just after persistence?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's been here for a long time, but I don't think it was in the original 30 releases or so. I know when Merrick Dragon and I both started playing this game around the same time, and he very quickly GM'd Taming and stuff like that. So it had to be somewhere between like release 32 and release 40, but I'm not an expert on that type of history. Yeah, it's huh?
Y'all are answering questions I can't see pop up right now.
Yeah. If there's anything towards you, I'll let you know. So yeah, so somebody was making a comment that taming in its initial form was not great, and that it was fixed up a few years later. I know that at least part of that is true for like GMing taming. Merrick was able to GM taming like within an hour or so. So I know that it was adjusted after that. So Spider Dungeon Room. Please remind me, Mondravis, what was it I was looking at? Is here's my notes for this release. It's just yeah. So it's on. I know it's on the list. I remember you guys talking about it. I think on our last work stream with me and Scottie. So oh, the spawns are out of whack. Now tell me when you say that. Ah, okay, all right. So that I will tell you what that is. Basically, what they're saying right now is that the spider room, that they don't all respawn most of the time, and the nav mesh being messed up, that might be a separate thing that I might have to fix up. But um, in general, what I've discovered, and this is also part of a bigger issue that needs to be resolved. Um, the larger your dungeon, the more the chance is that some of the spawns in the spawnable rooms won't spawn. There appears to be a maximum number of spawns allowed, and this is resolvable, so don't get upset about that. Um, if they're spawning in the wrong spot, I'll have to look at it. I still will look at the room. But based on the description, I think this is what it is, because I have a number of bugs that are opened up where like liches won't spawn, or this won't spawn, or that won't spawn, or it only spawns one when it's supposed to spawn five. And basically what's happening is as you walk through your dungeon, there's a distance, and I think the distance is actually 1,500 meters ahead of you that it spawns the NPCs. So what I need to do is I need to adjust that, because basically it's trying to keep them in a radius 1,500, so it's 3,000 meters diameter around you. It's trying to keep all these things spawned, and of course everything in programming has a variable limit. So whether that limit's made to be too small or it's literally hit a magic number limit. Speaking of which, that's where the pet thing came into being. The magic numbers are things like 32767, 65536. Yeah, 65536, or something like that. And so on and so forth. 128 and 256 and all those things. These are special programming numbers, and back in the old days, you weren't able to create more variables or an array larger than 256 entries, things like that. Nowadays, we have millions and millions that we could do. So the question is, I have to go through the code and locate where that array is for the dungeon scenes, or the zone, the main foyer, which is controlling the zone, to see what it's allowing and what it's restricting. That's my first path for hunting that down, because I'm pretty sure that's what I'm seeing happening. So basically, if you wait long enough in a spot, then the things that weren't spawning will spawn. And again, more testing has to be done here and things along those lines, which we will be doing. We have a bunch of stuff that needs to go onto the QA server, and that should be happening shortly. Over the next few days, we'll do a public publish on the QA server, so we can have you guys test a whole bunch of the stuff that we've been working on. And then in a similar vein, when I start working on things like this, if I can't figure it out and definitively say, this is what's causing it, all right, let me put the fix in, then I will ask players to get together, maybe even do a voice call in Discord, and then I'll get on the QA server and start doing some controlled testing, because for some things, some issues that we have, you can't duplicate them unless you have a whole bunch of people. So this is one of those things that would definitely benefit from having some live testing with actual player dungeons and actual players. So, and Tular Fairlow has subscribed to the channel. Thank you.
Oh, excellent.
Yay!
I just realized that I don't have on this new machine. I don't have all the runic alphabets that I need to work with installed.
Oh, okay.
I need to go find those and do that right now.
Do you mean to send you TTFs or you have them all?
I think I have them all.
Okay.
I think it's in our database. I have to look right now.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think it's up on
We
the
can
vault
see your
someplace.
desktop, Scottie.
Say
I
again?
don't know. We can see your desktop. I don't know if you really.
Oh, I
Doesn't
don't
matter.
care.
Okay.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's the most generic land desktop in the entire world.
As long as there's nothing on there that has like your bank account password, as like the name of the README file or something weird.
No, not that I know of. There's nothing like that. It has the games I've played. Yay. So much information. Here it is. Here they are, all of them.
Oh, I probably don't even have it on this thing.
I see the OTS and the TTS. I'm trying to remember what OTF is. I don't remember. Open type font? What does that
Yeah.
mean? And does that matter?
No, it's true type or copyrighted. So we had to buy the true types to TTFs. The OTFs are ones that are under the that open license thing, and like Open Office and LibreOffice would have those, that type of thing.
Because the new Britannic runic fonts we made, we didn't buy anything.
Well, yeah, but you use a utility to make them into TTF, so you can't just name it. There's actual utilities that will make the TTF for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And most of the editors that'll create OTF fonts won't even load TTF fonts, or they'll load them as read-only because of the copyright issues.
But if I install the OTFs, I'll still be able to utilize them in Photoshop.
Oh yeah. No, it's just the generation. That's the only the difference in the suffix is because of the generation of the font, whether it be open or copyrighted, basically. True type of proprietary technology, right? I took there was a couple of times I've worked on fonts over the years. And one time I was desperately looking for something that would allow me to copy a true type font and then use an editor to completely mangle it into something different, and then save it as an OTF. But I couldn't find anything that would let me do it at the time. That was like 10 years ago.
Where do I save it? It's under Windows Fonts, isn't it?
Yeah, if you don't technically
Can you just double click it?
Yeah. All you have to do is highlight them all. I think you could highlight more than one. And
or right click and then you get like a install option or some wording to that effect.
Yeah, there's an install context menu option, and then it literally puts a copy of the font into the fonts directory, so you don't even have to find it or do anything with that.
In the old days, you had to find a folder yourself.
Well, what's weird is that it says I've already installed it.
Oh yeah, it does say that, doesn't it?
That's weird. Then why isn't it showing up in Photoshop, I wonder?
You might have to load them in Photoshop separately. No, you don't. Yeah, no, it should show up. Oh, you know what?
Go down your list. Maybe they're in a weird section.
Yeah, where did you look in Photoshop? You say I think it's under N or something.
Well, I did a search.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, who knows? Let me see. Hemnu asks, how comes the horse jumping and the llama and donkey mounts, and any progress on those yet? So llamas and donkeys, right up front, were never intended to be mounts. Those were supposed
Did
to be
you
pack
just say
animals.
donkey?
Donkey,
Donkey?
Not donkey.
like an ass.
Donkey.
A
Donkey.
donkey.
Yeah, donkey. Like you take your mule and your whatever, and you get a donkey, and then you dunk it. So
Oh boy.
No.
Like a donut in your
yeah,
hot chocolate.
I hear they really appreciate that.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are supposed to be pack animals. That was what the stretch goal was for donkeys and llamas. And
Weird. I just found it.
yeah. Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's no current work being done on the llama and donkeys. That's not something that was on Catnip's list of things to do at that moment. I think that when the transition went from Portalarium to Catnip, that was still kind of like we're still have that on the list or something type of deal. So not discounting it, just it's not something I'm currently working on. Then the horse jumping, that was the horse jumpings. It will basically mounts jumping. It was intended to be phase 2 of the mount system, and sadly at the time, Justin of he's One and Only. He's the one who actually did all the code for the mount system, and between him and Wizard Smoke. So they I was actually there when that went live, and we started put together a list of things for phase 2 that would enhance the mount system, but that has not been worked on either. Of course, we've been working on fixing more major critical stuff in the game before we start expanding those types of features, which I would like to absolutely get jumping in for pets, for mounts rather. Sorry, and better animation stops. Where there's like when they come to a halt, they don't just stop on a dime. That they kind of do the couple extra steps and things like that. So those are really animation changes and things along those lines. So well, again, so rideable ships, that is definitely something that even when Richard and Starr were running the show, kind of cringed every time somebody would bring that up. So again, it's something I'd like to do. I just don't think we have the ability to do the tech like now. So and who was it? Who was I just talking to recently? There was somebody I was just talking to recently, and I said, well, if we could do this, then we could do ships. So there was, I think there's some other tech that we were talking about doing that might actually lend a hand to that. But I do not currently have a ETA on it. So, well, messages in a bottle that we could fish up, that would actually be nice. And that's not that unreasonable to try to get onto the list of things to do more currently. I assume that messages in a bottle and we'll call it enhanced fishing loot. I'm assuming there's a wish list request for that. If there isn't, then please make one, because that's definitely something we could look at. Yeah, treasure map in a bottle, that would be nice. Again, there's 1,000 things. So Devil Cult did the initial treasure map run, and I think we still have a treasure map, the PvP treasure map. I'm going to say 7. I don't know whichever one it was, but
Whoa.
We were just losing you.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you
You
troned
said
out.
PvP treasure map, and then it just went dead.
And that's exactly what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. So
We don't need to say it ever again.
Exactly. I am not in the habit of repeating myself. So, but sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not at my home, so and I think I'm as far away from the wireless router as I can get. But one of the PvP maps, Sannio, I think you were working at Devil Cult on that, and I think I may have identified something about that one map that was bugged out because the NPCs were configured in that map differently than all of the other maps. So I think I updated the JIRA on that too. So we probably need to go back there and look at that one. But once that's done, also want to.
Oh dear.
Is he still
Yeah,
talking?
looks.
He's not.
No,
You were
I
locked up
stopped.
again.
He thinks he's still talking, but isn't we can't hear him.
I see it when it says the video. It actually says the stream is paused, so people might actually get stream restarts. Well, this is not good.
And again.
What?
Oh boy.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna start killing some things over here. That
What
might be
kind of
useful.
tin can and a string internet you got over there, man?
It's not mine.
Scotty, I got a question about your runic text there. I wasn't watching when you set it up. Did you show off what it actually says?
No, and don't give it away.
Oh, okay, don't give it away then.
Well, I didn't because in reality, even though I want it to look runic, I don't want it to say anything particularly meaningful. So even though it does right now, I'm hoping that by the time it gets to where it's going, you really won't be able to read it because it's supposed to be just a generic thing. And
as long as it's not profanity or
no,
It might be profanity.
it basically says, please click on this plaque if you want more information about the details. Is essentially what it says. But I'm just going to make it look all pseudo readable, but not really. Because you know.
You could have made it something funny like, no one loves Scott Jones more than everyone at this moment.
More than everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it is.
I shut down some stuff. I'm gonna probably have to run a while. I'm gonna be here all week.
Are these runic fonts, Stephen, you just locked up a little bit, but these runic fonts, are they custom? Are they all custom that we made, or?
Yes, in fact, I believe Joseph Toshlag ended up like dealing with some of the fans to get this done. And so they were done and then they were made into true type fonts for us.
Oh, nice.
There was an original version where if you hit the period, it didn't do anything properly. But then later they recreated a version for us so that you could put the dot in between each of the words on each line.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, which is nice. Tis nice.
So for those people who don't know about our runic, we have it's just sort of like a letter swap, English to the special runic language. There's a couple little grammar or punctuation rules that we have, like Scotty just described, but for the most part, it's just an alternate alphabet for English. Every once in a while, we like to use Latin as like the ancient language in our setting. So sometimes it might actually be an alternate. It might be a Latin word, not English word.
Which, I mean, in real world, if someone knew Futhark and lived during that period of time, they could have played around with taking Latin words and transliterating them into Futhark, because the Vikings did funny stuff all the time and carved on the back of Roman stuff. So it was possible. The blending was there. But this is just enough to make it look like at a distance once it gets down there and gets the right size. Because no one needs to zoom in on this, or even if they tried, it would probably be almost impossible in game because it's a tiny little plaque. But it's going to be a separate object, and that will allow me to have something down there that people can click on, and then it will pop up actual words that we want to be representative. And in this case, for the thing that I'm doing, I want it to pop up a thing that says proudly crafted or proudly made by a craftsman from Norgard.
Mm.
Since it follows along with that kind of style of craftsmanship. There'll be a couple others too that I make that one will look like the stuff from Elysium. Another will be something that looks like an older podium from the Obsidians long ago.
Yep. Gotta make your Obsidian version.
Yeah, there has to be the evil podium, because everyone needs an evil podium.
Yeah. I don't know how big your list of alternate podiums can be, but for future podiums, you could obviously have like an elf one. You can have a kobold one.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure there's a couple others. Like a satyr one. I don't know if satyrs really have one. They don't seem really like guys who give speeches or.
Well, the satyrs,
like
I'm assuming they kind of they share a lot of the elf stuff, the good elf stuff. Do we really have a lot of difference between bad elf stuff and good elf stuff? I know I created some symbology and a few other things that were sort of meant to be.
I think a lot of times, yeah. So I think a lot of times we just have an elf thing. If there are bad elves, we either keep the same normal elf stuff, or we might use obsidian stuff if they are officially obsidian elves who follow the old obsidian ways.
At which point they might as well be playing with obsidian style too at that point.
Yeah. I think once in a while, I can't think of any specific instance, but potentially somewhere out there's some sort of elf object or decoration or whatever that maybe has an alternate material on it, just to zhuzh it up a little bit. So maybe it's a little bit little darker or something, or maybe if it's outside, there's some sort of like a moss gimmick on it or something like that. We do that kind of thing a little bit. We make little variants without really taking away from the original sort of color scheme or visuals.
I mean, and it would be good as much as possible that anything I try to make, I really, really want to make sure that it talks to the cultures of the world whenever possible.
Yeah.
Not always possible, but that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah, I like that kind of thing. Like we were talking about outside the stream, like we were talking about Grust a few days ago, a little bit before. I was talking to you about Fort Harmony, the entry town for the episode 2 stuff, and you mentioned Norgard stuff, and of course I always have episode 2 on the mind. So this we have Vikland, which is like a big oceanside wilderness area that has a lot of. It's like a Norgard colony, and for those things, for both Port Harmony and Vikland, I did make some variations of some of the materials. I tried to sort of give like a lighter or sunbleach sort of quality to some of the stuff. I think I did okay with some of the stuff. I also put like some extra colors, like these communities like to have certain colors to their buildings. So in Vikland, they have like Norgard style buildings and some alternate colors than what you would see in the normal Novia or wherever. And then in Port Harmony, they have like the white and plaster buildings, but instead of like the dark bricks at the base, is like a pale bleached kind of stone that they use. And I sort of match that up with the stones that line the canals and the bridges. So I try to give like the impression. I don't think players will really think about it, but in my mind, they built this town really fast, and they made use of a lot of stones that were in the area, and a lot of the stones are sort of a light color, so that's sort of what went into the buildings and the bridges.
And you know, I wish I'd had the chance, and I still do, of course, but it's been a while since I've had a chance to go in and kind of play in a lot of those areas that were made that um, uh, you know, have been given so much attention in the past that I haven't had a chance to really see what cool things are, which is why it was so good last time, where, you know, we had a chance to kind of look through some of that stuff that you guys had worked on so hard for, you know, that
For
dungeon.
Grusk.
Yeah, for Grusk.
Oh, and yeah. So a couple days ago, we went into Grusk, and I was showing Scottie some of the stuff that he might not have realized was there, and showing him the Grusk is a kobold town, and it's got these trolleys that run around, and uh, uh, outdoor public privies. I always like to put the bathrooms into the NPCs, and it's got elevators, and it's got like a whole sort of alternate, improved kobold look feel. And then we also went into the Grusk factory, the underground dungeon area. I forgot to make a cheer for myself. Something wasn't working right with the. I can make a note myself. The elevators weren't working right. I made a note somewhere, and then I completely forgot about it. So I'm gonna make another note for myself, and I'll leave it in front of me. But that's what we're talking about. With Scottie saying the dungeon.
Yeah, it'll be nice to go in there and actually do some more exploration on my own, because I mean, you know, if there's anything I can do to kind of you know, create more ideas for me to come back in and make neat objects, and especially for players who like to kind of have trophies of, or decorate their homes in a style that kind of represents one of the areas that they like to explore, then I certainly am always up for that kind of thing.
We also were looking at these obsidian panopticon. I remember looking at that.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was very
big. Yeah, thanks. It's a big prison. If you players haven't been there, it's a big valley, very deep valley, and in the valley there's like these massive chains that hang from the top to hold these 3 rings that are open and exposed to the environment. And in these rings are enemies of the obsidians are kept there. If for some reason they need to be kept alive, then they are sent to the obsidian panopticon. I'm sure most of them are just sort of killed outright, but there's a few who, for whatever reasons, they need to be kept alive. You know, make it as a blackmail situation, political reasons, all sorts of bad guy reasons.
Well, do we have, by the way, another a thing that you might want to show off today? Because I mean, you know, especially for folks who haven't been in here in a while, or folks that, you know, I mean, Sir Frank used to talk about how he kind of do a lot of things in game, but he wouldn't necessarily go out on an adventure. There may be areas in the game that folks that are here tonight may have never seen before. It's hard to know because, you know, everyone's gameplay is different. But is there anything that you want to show off tonight?
I'll show off anything. If you guys want to take a look at something, we could switch to that real quick before I'm going to need to leave in a little while, but we could show off something.
Yeah, because the stuff I'm working on is kind of, I mean, for the most part, we're relatively boring, I would say. It's just kind of cleaning things up so that I can go in and make sure that this particular one is finished before I move on to the next.
Well, you know, I keep on saying that stuff I work on is boring and people like it, so you never know. I had to shut down a whole bunch of stuff over here, so that way I wouldn't. Every time I spoke, I was dropping out. So.
Mm-hmm.
I think of making this. I don't know if that plaque needs to be that big. I think I may need to make it smaller.
It looks pretty small to me.
Big enough to click on, though. I'm hoping. I mean, you can see it. Okay.
So the intent is that only that plaque will have like a little clickable or mouse overable area to display something
Yeah.
that the player chooses.
That's right. Well, in this case, it's not the player that will choose it. It's we're sort of like putting that plaque on there to identify it as made in Norgard.
Mm.
You know, so it'll be something that we put on it, that we assign to it. And I certainly don't know how to do that, but apparently Stephen does. He mentioned that there's a way to have a separate object in the mesh, which is what this is exported as, and then that separate object will can have like some kind of script thing put on it to where you can click on it. It'll identify as a clickable spot. Is that right, Stephen?
Yeah. As long as it's a separate sub mesh or separate thing, then it comes into the game. We've created a separate game object for it, and then the interactable simple object, interactable script would be assigned to that game object. I've done that on other things. At one point, I made a street sign with a lamp post on top, street sign lamp post combination, and I went so far as to try to have turn the lamp on, lamp off. Then there was also the tooltip for the sign, and at the base of the lamp, I had added a separate clickable place where you could turn on the moths on and off. But the requesting entity requested I just get rid of the moths, so I did that.
Okay. The requesting entity.
Who might that have been?
Oh, I don't know.
Not everybody wants bugs in their face and their hair every time they walk by. Like, yep.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd make it like an optional thing, but it wasn't a persistent, like I'd have to serialize the option, so I ended up saying screw that. It's not worth it.
Now, having like put this in there and this having the correct FBX, now that I've just exported an FBX that has this extra stuff in it, I'm not seeing it actually in here. So I'm wondering what happened to it and why.
It was selected?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. That and that, both selected, you can see. And then I exported a thing over it, and it asked me if I wanted to export over the old FBX, and I said yes.
When you go into the game, is there some special refreshing that you have to do that you didn't do?
Not that I know of.
I mean, the editor.
Yeah, it's not unpacked, so it should have updated.
Yeah. Is it actually being saved to the same spot as the item that's being shown in the editor?
Yeah, because in fact you can see the brass plaque is in here.
Oh,
by the way,
well,
notice,
it's in the FBX, but it's not in the prefab. Yes, it's a separate mesh. You have to add a new game object to add the brass plaque.
So it's all under the same port podium wooden fancy deco though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the FBX. It contains these two meshes in it.
Where's the prefab?
But this is the here. Let's look at the prefab. By the way, see the take 001 and the port wooden fancy deco thing. Why is that in there? And
that's animation. So for some reason,
about
it, it just means when the FBX got exported, it was still in there. Which
that happens a lot.
Yeah,
I don't make these things, but I see things that we grab from like other creators, and it's like in so many things.
I see on the time scale down there that there's some yellow, so there actually is. See the yellow there? Yeah.
There doesn't need to be any. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's not an animating object. But that being the case, I'm going to export it again because I don't want. And here, I'll turn animation off.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm just export without the animation. No, I don't know about ripping it out of the original
Well,
max file though.
So the anim file's gone, but the port podium wooden fancy deco avatar is not.
And I think that's another option, right?
Is it?
Yeah, like part of the scene stuff, whether or not the avatar is going to be saved.
But
Those are well,
there's no.
it's like helper objects though, right? Something like that. You have
I don't. I have everything turned on, and there's nothing in here named anything like that. That's usually a little thing that little Weeble dude looks like. I mean, I've seen it only appear every time there's animation, but I don't know if it's necessary.
yeah, no, it's not. It's absolutely not.
But I don't know how to make it go away either. And I also don't know how to make that plaque appear.
Right. Well,
So
so the
maybe the
plaque
mod
is easy because you have a prefab in the scene, right? But like if you were to drag that FBX into the scene, it will create the renderers for both meshes. But because the prefab already existed in your scene, it's got the renderer for the original mesh, but it doesn't have the renderer for the second one. So you'd have to manually create another game object within the prefab that has the a renderer for that mesh.
So you're saying that because the prefab already exists, it's not picking up changes. You have to.
Right, because it'll pick up changes to the prefab, but the thing is that since the FBX just added a secondary mesh to it, this prefab has no idea that those extra messages exist.
But pulling the FBX into it though, again, wouldn't necessarily help, would it?
Well, yeah, so if you pull it, go ahead and pull it into your prefab there, and then you'll see that it'll create the renderers for both meshes.
Well, but pulling it into the prefab, like see it's using meshes here. How do I tell it to use that FBX? This FBX.
What, all right, so is this FBX a different name than the original
Nope.
one? Or?
Same exact name.
Okay, so just pull the FBX in as another game object as a child. Right?
Like
Not at the top. Just drag it in. Go down into the gray area. Yeah, right. So now you see how the plaque is there, right? And if you expand the FBX that you did, you'll see that the plaque is a separate entry. So right now what you could do is you could right click that, you could unpack it and drag the brass plaque up into your original prefab.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing though. I mean, should I, because I'm making this based on the earlier prefab that was made from that older one. And of course it didn't have an empty bucket. It was just its base thing. See, like this thing. And I can certainly unpack the prefab, but should I utilize this as a moment to go ahead and say, no, let's not have this. Let's have this as a
Yeah, if we
empty
want
bucket.
to, if we want to go with the like the current standard, right, where the parent is not really anything except for the collider that it's going to use or something along those lines, then that might make more sense to do that.
I mean, hopefully it won't make it not work.
Oh no, it'll be fine. The parent at the most just needs to have a box collider if there's not going to be a mesh collider in there, right? So, but it's 50-50 here. So if you
I got
unpack,
a question before he goes on. So he has an FBX right now sitting in the prefab object as a child. Is it your intent to keep it as an FBX there?
Well, I
mine or
would
his?
I would want to unpack it as an FBX and leave it in there, but I would want to take all these aspects off of the base, which right now, because the base has like a mesh renderer and a mesh collider and all this other stuff with it. And
I ask because almost everything we have, all the child object, all the pieces, whatever, are not FBXs when we have a final prefab. Like every child is just like a straight up object.
Yeah, no. The reason why I did this was just to make it more explanatory and visually show that the updated FBX has the extra mesh, and
Sure.
that's why it doesn't have
Yeah.
the object. So
I think in most cases, in a lot of cases, it maybe sort of doesn't matter. But I know there's been some like weird, I don't remember exactly. I don't know if it was like scaling or orientation or placement, whatever, when something was like, because there have been times when people left an FBX in a scene
yeah,
and something was odd about it. And I had to sort of like convert it over to just a boring.
yeah, that's
prefab.
I didn't even know that you could do that until Scottie showed me that. I don't know, maybe about 5-6
And
months ago.
I don't remember the exact oddness about it. I don't think it
Mhm.
was like straight up errors. Man, it could have been. I don't remember, but I know it was weird.
I think I think because what it does is it creates it's actually like dragging a texture onto something. It'll create a material on the fly, and
Mm.
the FBX, when you drag it in, is creating the renderers on the fly. So I'm not sure that they'll actually get updated the same way a prefab would. So I mean, if he did this, you know, unpacked it. Once you unpack it, it's no longer an FBX. And then when he dragged it into the project to update it, it'll pack it as a prefab, and then it'll be fine. But as I said, I mean, other than that, the idea of updating the existing prefab with another child for the plaque, or destroying the prefab completely and just using, you know, unpacking the FBX and resaving it over the old prefab, is either one would work fine. You just have to make sure we have that that decoration, the snap to decoration
Yeah, right.
game object in there.
Yeah, well, and there it is in there. But in this case, then if I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I have the proper FBX attached to it, or at least the proper FBX being used, then like you said, bring that in there, do this. But at that point in time, what I want to do is I'd want to move this down and under this.
Mm-hmm. Well, you'd have to unpack it first.
Oh, I need to unpack it first. Okay,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
unpack it first. Unpack prefab completely.
Right.
And then I'd want to move this down under here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And then I'd want to take this mesh render.
Well, hold on. There's just a step here you don't have to do. You can do it this way. Click on the first child. The one right underneath the parent, all the way at the top.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, see, look, it's got an animator in it, so you want to get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Remove. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you drag that, because it's got the same name, right, as the one above it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just drag that into the project and overwrite the prefab.
Oh, so drag this and overwrite the prefab?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. But wait, I don't want to do that yet though, because I want to take these things off of this.
They won't exist anymore because you're overwriting them. See, that's the whole thing. They already exist now in one of the children underneath that for the port. I can't read that damn thing, but the bottom
It
one.
won't be like a weird error loop because
No.
you're trying to drag it in over its own parent.
No, all it cares about at that point is that the parent is the what you're dragging down has the right name, and it will, because it's you're actually, everything's all still named the same way. This is how, you know, you could go in there and you could create a whole bunch of different prefabs this way. You're just using the hierarchy as a work table.
Yeah, because all I'm doing right now, because I don't want to have to go through and reset up all these. I want them to have what it.
Right. And they do. They're just in the sub game objects, the children, instead of in the main one. So
Right.
what you're trying to accomplish is already done.
Well,
So-
except for the hookups, meaning that before, the reason why it was gray instead of brown like it is now is because before it wasn't pointing to all the right things. It was just empty and bullshit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. As far as the materials are concerned.
Yeah, as far as the
Yeah, yeah.
materials and the mesh and everything else.
Yeah, so I'm just saying you don't need to delete anything out of that parent. So you want to go through all the stuff in the children there and make sure that that's set up correctly, and then save it. So once once you apply the right material to the brass plaque and the fancy deco ones at the bottom there, then you should be good to go.
Okay, so that being the case, then there's the plaque in there now because I just did that, I guess.
Right. Yeah, but you didn't apply a material to it, so it's gray, right?
Yeah, so I didn't apply a material, so it's gray, and so now I just need to make a material for it that's called that, and then I'll be all happy inside.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly right. And that's the other thing I was talking about before. If you were to actually drag a texture onto that plaque, it will create the material. God knows where it puts it.
Oh yeah, I don't want that.
But yeah. So anyway, there's some good stuff in there as far as ways to manipulate the system.
Okay, but at least it's there now, and now it is set up the way it needs to be, with the exception of the plaque getting its little material.
Exactly right. Yeah, and as long as it's using a mesh collider, I don't think you have to have anything in the parent.
But wasn't there something I need? Oh, that's right. That's done at the asset level. The thing I need to do to make sure that it gets set up properly to be decorated.
Right, to accept deco. Yep. Yeah, that'll be in the asset. That's the next thing we'll do after this.
Okay.
All right, guys, I need to take off.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna say bye, everybody.
Well, it was a pleasure. Take care, man.
Yep, very interesting watching you work there, Scottie.
Oh yeah.
I would like the Unity stuff. Yeah, well, obviously I know. I don't know the art program stuff that you use, so it's kind of fascinating to me. And it's funny to see, like, I see that animation component like get added like all the time with like the stuff we use, and I take it off most of the time because we don't use it. And, like, you might have it on a cup. There's an animation thing on it. Well, the cup's not going to animate, or this I don't know, painting or whatever. So it's interesting to see like a seasoned professional like you also run into that same issue. It's not like a beginner's problem. It's something that is with these programs. Like there's some sort of hidden something that they're always trying to slip one in on you.
Oh yes. Well, and of course, things changed multiple times in the process of us trying to figure out a lot of the stuff, even during the time that I've been there, simply because at one point in time there were no such thing as nested prefabs. And then it's everyone, oh no, we have to use nested prefabs. And then, oh no, nested prefabs suck.
Yep. We had a special plugin or script component or something that made like a third party nested prefab system. I remember that. And then we started using the official one, but you couldn't unpack them. If you wanted to unpack them, you actually had to remake them like object by object.
Right. Well, and then likewise, we have we have this issue with, see, this thing that I'm in right now, that didn't exist before. This whole mode of,
it's like sort of a pseudo scene that allows you to edit just that object,
just the prefab only.
Yeah.
And that I had to become comfortable with this, because at first, and Stephen will tell you, I rebelled.
Yeah.
I did not want this because, well, I mean, and now I see the pros and the cons of it, like, because it has cons too. But the pro of it is that you know that you're affecting the prefab, as opposed to, oh, I made these changes on this thing in my scene. Did I save it off as its prefab properly? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
So
but
sad.
sometimes it is better. Sometimes it is better to zero it out and then save it back off as its own prefab. And I did that, in fact, before I went back in to edit it in this particular mode. It can just be a pain in the butt sometimes.
Yeah.
All
right, like I said, I'm taking off, guys.
Rinaldi said, anxiously awaiting your next zone.
Oh, you're gonna have to wait. I'm working on it, but it's a slow burn.
Yep.
As I keep calling it. But all right, see you guys later.
Yep, take care. Have a good night.
See you later. Okay.
All right, Stephen, check Mattermost. I think we've come to a middle ground on the yucky Halloween box.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that looks
The
pretty
yucky
good.
Halloween box.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that does look good. I like that.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm doing then. Not sold on the bow yet.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Well,
I can't figure out when I change the albedo how to make it stop tiling, because even if I do it one, it won't fill the space. It will only tile, even if I change it to one.
that has to do. Well, I think that has to do with the original mapping,
Yeah.
or the
Well, then I may ask for some
Yeah.
changes on that in the future.
Gotcha. Yeah, the UV mapping on it. But if the texture, like you're talking about the box texture itself, right?
The ribbon.
Oh,
I
okay.
really
Yeah.
wanted it to be rotting flesh, and it just won't.
Yeah. Okay.
It
See the
tiles instead of making it one seamless.
right.
Like when I put the albedo on the box, it takes over the whole box. It doesn't tile like that. But when you put it on the ribbon, it tiles.
Right. Yeah. Because the ribbon is actually mapped to very specific little sections of the albedo.
Okay.
The box is basically just using the whole albedo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then either I'll figure out how to change that, or I'll ask for some changes later.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. If you want to do it, we could we could just go in there and I can show you how to do that. How that gets done.
I think we're gonna stick with this for this run. But as I'm working on futures, I think it would be a nice change.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yes, Thorin, use fresher bodies. Well, it can't be rotting flesh if they're fresher bodies, Thorin.
So fresher rotting bodies?
That's fresher, more fresh rotting bodies, yes. Okay.
So that pretty much rounds out the lineup for the boxes for this go around.
Yeah, it does. That the bloody one was the last one. I'm still not 100% happy with this, but I feel like it's a nice compromise between two ideas.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Looks kind of gross. I like it.
Here, I want to look at it because I haven't seen.
I haven't showed it to you yet.
Is it something you can share?
It's me. Throw it the art channel.
Oh, do you want to preview it? You could preview it on stream if you want, or because you're not sure if it's done, you don't want
to. No, I think it's as done as it's gonna get. The other one was more cute than this. This one's gorier. I mean, it's fine.
Oh, okay,
that's fun.
So yeah, just keep in mind that you are sharing your screen, so Mattermost is coming up on there.
I know. That's fun. I like the gory colors. What was the concern?
It was black with a little bloody red bow. Let me see if I could go find. Let me go see if I could find an old picture of it. Oh my God, it's got to be in here somewhere. Ah, here we go. That's what it was. Oh, you're sharing a lot there, Scottie.
That's okay. Nice. I mean, I can see why maybe there's like the repetitiveness of the red was like oh, I don't
Yeah, it was, but I liked that it was kind of drippy and bloody and icky.
Well, if that's a theme that you enjoy, we can certainly manage to do some like wonderful, Bela Lugosi's Dead sort of goth, black and bloody red spatter gift boxes at some point. I think it's a
Yeah,
great.
well, I mean, as I learn, I'm doing that Unity class. So as I learn how to change these textures and create my own and move them around in a way that makes sense with the object that I'm placing them on, it'll come with time. I'm just a newbie. I'm learning.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, and that's the whole point, learn as you go.
Did you want to use the utility that we got for the normal map stuff?
Oh, don't I have to set that up in some way?
Well, it's just it's actually not even an install. It's just a literal unzip the folder and put it someplace, and it won't do that. So
Yeah, that weird,
yeah,
that strange overkill.
Right. But if you change your filter from Sobel to the other
Char.
one, yeah, see
Ooh,
how it does that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the better of the two.
Char is better.
Sobel.
Oh, Sobel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remember that one you were showing me as far as that's concerned.
Well, and the weird part is that if I like before when I created it using the other thing, I thought I was getting what I wanted. It looked right, but then when I actually looked at it, like in other words, it looked like it looks here.
Yeah.
But then when I actually looked at it and got it, it did not look that good. It looked like poo nanny.
Yeah.
And I didn't appreciate that at all. Like at this point, having done this, and I say download, I'm assuming that normal map will look good. I guess we'll find out right now.
Yep. Yeah, so that program that I found, there's actually a number of YouTube tutorials on it. One of them just goes over, how to set it up and what the different maps are and how you would apply it. Then there's another one that's like kind of like a whole soup to nuts type of thing. One of the third tutorial that I found is how to change a texture to make it tile properly.
Oh, interesting.
So it has ability to go in there and you could actually shift things around on the texture to make it tile better.
So is the new utility something that we should do now or try now?
If you'd like to, sure.
How
It's
long
up
does
to
it
you.
take, how long does it take to make?
With the utility itself.
Yeah, how long does it take to install?
Oh, okay. Well, if we're gonna make it, if we write it in C, no. So
Yeah.
no, it's momentary. It really is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. See, I put a link to it up in someplace. So give me a second, though, because you don't really want to be traversing Mattermost lest our secrets get out.
Yeah, please.
Oh, and so many dark secrets.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a second. Oh, let me.
So many. Like the dark secret of compression, which even now I'm engaging in. Behold, my sweet Lord Satan, in the form of this tiny PNG thing, have made my images smaller. Isn't that wonderful?
That's our new optimization process.
Yes, which we're trying to be very careful about to make sure that it does all this goodness all the time.
the URL's not up there, so I'm gonna just go grab it. And swear I put it up there.
I'm looking at the rendering mode for this box, and for the source, my choices are metallic alpha and albedo alpha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited about the shininess of this. Can I change it to albedo alpha?
Well, so the metallic is the replacement for the smooth. So what is the first off, what is the shader that it's using at the top, like all the way at the top of the inspector?
Standard.
Yeah, so change
Oh,
that
wait,
to
all the way at the top, or for
Yeah.
this particular? All the way at the top. I changed that to the default.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so if this one is using standard, then this should change. This material
Okay.
should change too. Assuming it's a dedicated material.
Sorry about that. I somehow failed and died.
Oh.
Are you still there?
Yep, we're still here.
Yep. Sorry. In trying to close down things on my own thing, I ended up closing my meeting down. Yay.
Okay, let's see. Okay, now this copy image.
By the way, what is it is a red check mark, but it has parentheses around it?
That means that your meta is probably not checked out.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so just right click it and do check out again, and it'll check out whatever's not. There you go.
Okay. And my screen is so dark. I really need to switch out this computer screen. But I assumed I'd be over at my other desk at this point, but I just haven't.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see now. My God, there's so many things I have checked out right now. Why? Why, Perforce, have you done this to me?
You're multitasking.
No, but it shows that I've checked out the Lord Marshal drinking horn and the Lord Marshal throne and all this other stuff that I way didn't.
They're all materials, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, that's why. It's materials have to be updated.
Revert unchanged. Oh, see, port podium wooden fancy deco. And why is it why? Oh, you know what? Oh, I saved that to the wrong thing. I didn't want to save it there.
Making a new one, cat dude. There was a request for a new podium.
A request for a new podium? What's that?
Yes, he asked if you were making a new podium or fixing an old one, and I said you were making a new one. There was a request for new podiums.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
don't know where that came from, but there was a request.
Yeah. So we figured that if we're going to do it, I mean, because the older podium was just, it was just a really, I mean, I don't want to say shabby, but it was meant to be something that was meant to be just craftable easily, as
Yes.
opposed to a thing of beauty.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing now, is we're creating some things of beauty. So if I wanted to move, because I don't want it to be in the third-party assets folder, I just don't.
Do that inside of Unity.
But can I do that prior to checking it in? I probably should, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it gets more messy once it's checked in.
Yeah, and I don't want that. And so knowing that that is there along with its prefab, so let me select it. So yeah, so instead I can just grab this thing and move it to where I want it to now. Is that not a problem?
Right.
But I need to find that location.
Yeah.
Real quick. Ugh. Ugh. So assets art FBX is where it really needs to be.
So off topic, since is it safe for me to go ahead and complete the testing on the next two homes?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think I have some LOD stuff to do there, but other than that,
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm still working on the first round of 3, so I stopped because we were talking about the camera issue that we've decided isn't an issue.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably carry on with some of that this weekend. And also, I know the wheelbarrow and the hand cart,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're holding out for down the road. I'm going to go ahead and make JIRAs to do the other wagons. Do I need to itemize those separately if we're using them already in world building? I need to make them as a deco object?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
make-
where when you make the prefab itself is
Yeah.
the separate thing, and that should have underscore deco.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
it. Yep.
I don't know that I did underscore deco on the hand cart or the wheelbarrow, so we need to look at those.
Mm-hmm.
But those are also are not currently being used in world building that I'm aware of.
Right. Yeah. It's just a standard, so that way the world builders know that if they drag a prefab in, because if it's set up for deco, then the deco parts of it have to be ripped out.
Okay, so I'm safe to go ahead and change the name of that. Do I need to also change the name of the prefab?
Well, it's the prefab that needs to change. The asset itself doesn't need to.
Okay. Got it.
Scotty, and when you're ready, I actually put a link to download the software in the stream chat.
To download the software. Oh, in the stream chat? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, in our chat in our meeting here.
I think I'm gonna mess with this bow a little bit more. I went ahead and updated all 3 sizes. I'm not gonna submit that until I'm happy with that stupid bow.
Okay. Sounds fair.
And I'll change the name of it when I do the final submit. Because right now it's called the Bloody Bow, and clearly that's not what it is. Oh, crap. I have to make a new icon. Whoopsie. Night, Thorin. I don't have another release to play with these either if I don't like them when they're in the world, do I?
For the Halloween based
Yeah.
ones? No,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is our Halloween release.
Okay. Well, then I guess it'll be what it is. Okay. I'm not gonna make the icon until I've
Yeah,
given up hope on this bow.
gotcha. And you still got a week, so you know.
Well, I really don't because lockdown's Monday.
Well, true. But you know.
I have the weekend. That's fine.
What is going on here? Come on.
This is riveting conversation, guys.
Oh, I know. Well, for a brief moment, I realized I had to focus because our conversation was causing me to make mistakes. So I had to super hyper focus for a moment.
I get it. I'm just making fun of us.
It is super riveting, though, in every possible way. In fact, I think it riveted my tuchus to my chair because I just moved it in great pain.
Oh.
Yeah, super cool.
Things I didn't think we'd talk about on stream today. Part 1.
Yes. Riveting tuchus. Where? Okay, so now where is it? Oh, I need to refresh, I bet. Yes, I did need to refresh. Okay, so the podium fancy deco FBX. Yes.
Well, it's important to eat, Stymie. That is definitely important. Oh, hell, you just got off work. Yeah, it is definitely time to eat.
Okay, I can totally revert those 3 materials. Yeah, revert. I didn't do anything to them. Yeah. Revert. Wood elements. What? No.
Oh my God, what was I doing?
Huh. I'm not seeing the prefab anymore in my list of things that I need to.
I see it. It's at the bottom.
You broke it?
Oh, there it is. I better not have. I better not have. I'm going to be super sad inside. But in addition to, so there's the PNG and PNG meta, the generic. Okay, that's fine. And can I change the name of this thing in here? Is that okay if I do it in here? Or should I do it
You should do it in Unity.
in Unity every time?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so what is this thing? Poor small brass description flag generic.
Oh, rats. Stephen, we got to talk about that King's Bed this weekend too, because we also have that sitting off to the side.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to rename that thing. And I guess we also, you know what? I guess I could go ahead and itemize that stuff and submit it. We could change the name later. It could be on the
Yeah.
needs work lot, right? Is that
Mhm.
okay? I thought I should probably poke my head into Jira since I haven't been in there in a week. And it's a good thing because it's time to deliver the bug reward. So I will do that before I go to bed.
Oh, well, I'm at it. I might as well add the base texture that was the two working files,
Okay.
because I had not thought to add the working files. Yes, art. Let me start with the max file. Props. What was this thing called again?
Good God, what was I doing last time I was in Brecon Bay?
Probably the party.
I do not know the answer to your question. I was clear on the other side of the scene. I hardly ever leave the bug boat. Oh, squirrel. Did we undecorate for the party? Okay, I guess I did. Yay.
You know, the one thing I wish in Perforce is that it had a much brighter, easier to see thing saying this has not been added yet, as opposed to it just being a blank piece of paper instead of a blank piece of paper with a blue dot on the bottom. Like
Wait, what?
If something is not in Depot like this, I wish it was easier to see.
Oh.
Hmm.
Because it's twice I had to look up and down this list until I found the thing, the properly named thing. It's like, oh, come on, please, please, please.
Yeah, that's what happens, because of moving things around outside of Unity. So even if you were to drag something from your desktop into the right folder into Unity, that'll update that crap,
I'm glad you reminded me because I need to save and refresh.
Refresh early, refresh often.
Like for instance, right now I'm seeing that the port beach towel layered like is a PSD file that has never been added. So I'm gonna mark it for add now.
Okay, and that's in the external art folder, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the external art folder.
Right. And of course, that's where that honestly Unity won't help you because Unity is only from the assets folder down. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things in here that like it's easy to not remember you need to add the working file. Like, see, I did it right here. Port Nimron's wooden lion chair. I never added the PSD file for that. That makes me not happy with myself. And it's because it's hard to see, you know? There's my port brass inscription plaque I just made. I'm marking for add. And there we go. Yay. What is that one? Yeah, see, Soda Banner Heraldry Standard 01A.psd. I mean, I don't know. But it should be added.
Mhm.
Okay.
When did you say you're back in McKinney?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. I want to send you my my wish list and go over which things are acceptable and which things are bad.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and I will be here
Okay.
working the whole weekend, so except for frequent uh, stops
We
to.
also need a new craftable gift box this year. And I don't know how to do recipes, so I guess that has to be my next lesson.
Mhm. Okay.
And you'll be beyond me at that point because I have no clue how to do recipes. Zero.
Allium would be the resident recipe.
The
expert.
resident expert, yes.
Yes.
I believe she might be the resident expert on everything.
For the most part.
Yep.
This brass inscription plaque. Yes, there we go. There we go. There we go. And with fancy deco. Yay. Oh, I almost made the mistake.
Don't do that.
The mistake being I need to go to the FBX because it's being used as a collision shape.
Oh, right. Yep. The working thing,
And it
right?
must, yes. Otherwise it will break the build. Yeah. Break it good.
Good night, Rinaldi. Good
And
night.
that is the FBX.
Night, night.
Good night. And that needs to be read write enabled.
Yes.
Apply. Oh.
Then in the prefab itself, you disabled or got rid of the collision shape for your book thing.
I believe so. Let me make damn sure. Select prefab asset.
I think I'm too melty to successfully send out bug rewards tonight. I think that'll have to be my first chore tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
So on what do I need to do?
Go to the snap placement. I think it's the one. Yeah. One above.
Oh, and the
Hmm.
snap placement. That.
Right. Yeah, we don't want the mesh collider. The renderer could go away, and the mesh collider can either, if you think you might still need to adjust it, just delete it. I'm sorry, just disable it.
Okay.
But when it goes into production, it just needs to be deleted.
I don't think, I mean, maybe I need to adjust it, so I'll leave it for now.
Yeah.
The brass plaque is part of the, it's an object that is part of the FBX. So as long as I made, and so that needs to be collidable too.
Yeah, it has to have its own separate, like, everything you got there, the way it's set up with its own collider and everything, is the way it needs to be, so that way we can make it interactable.
Okay, that's good. And that is separate right now, so it should be good.
Yeah.
And that uses its thing too. Okay, good. And it all uses the same FBX. So I think that's good.
Yep.
And now I need to go back. And now I need to refresh. And now I need to pick all that shit again? No, I don't.
All right, fellas. I think I'm going to peace out. I'm going to go watch some trashy TV and go to bed.
Okay, well, enjoy. Take care and have a great night.
You too. Good night.
Night.
Okay, so this one will be, let me see. Picture of this. And that is the Jira. Okay, so that's that one. Submitting all the assets for the fancy wooden podium. And preparing to test as an asset. Ooh, those layered PSD files are extra chunky.
Yeah, they're big.
Lucky our game doesn't have to think about those.
No.
Seven, 2, 6, 6.
Bye, Scott. I guess we're all having internet problems today. I suspect he'll be back momentarily as soon as he realizes we're not there. Or maybe not.
Did I do it again? I did.
Yeah, you did it again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, the problem is that I tend to instead of closing down like a particular new tab, I end up clicking the X and closing down the entire
browser.
Yeah, the entire browser. That's what it does it every time. I should pull the meeting out of the browser or something.
Yeah, that's why I could get that other monitor down there for you. There's an auxiliary monitor to throw things on.
Right. But where I was asking, okay, so now that I've saved off everything, and it's using the right texture maps and doing all the other stuff that it should, it's time to assetize and test the sucker.
Yep.
That being the case, I want to make sure I do it right. Is there an asset already that I should probably base it on,
Yeah, I'd say the original podium.
which is simply called desk?
Yeah. Shh.
But that's the prefab though. So
Yes.
the original podium is called something else, and I had it at one point in time, uh, but those things I don't really have. I'm not sure what that asset is called.
Well, I will go and look it up too. Let's see. It's not the.
And within the context of Unity, um, in the same way I can pick like select as a prefab only or as a whatever, there is nothing that really is like an asset. What would that be called?
Yeah, it would be an asset, and no, there's no category for it. I want to reach through the computer and punch Unity every time about that. Yeah, why? You know?
Because you'd think that would certainly be something we want to look for.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's not called Podium, I don't think, because I certainly don't see.
I'm trying to find the desk things.
Quest Confluence Podium, no.
It is called desk.
Even that podium is called Desk?
Hmm.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the mesh, the prefab, the FBX, and the asset are all called desk.
Awesome. Yay.
Is that craftable? Do we know?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, that's why it can't change.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It
Once
points to recipes and such.
yeah, once something is in a recipe, it can't change because the path of the asset is actually stored in the recipe. So if we updated the prefab or the asset to have the proper name, then the recipe would break.
Super cool.
Yeah. Long term, it could be fixed. It's just I have to run a migration on the database to update things.
God, we shouldn't have to do that every time.
Yeah, well, it was a design choice when they made recipes. We'll just say that. Yeah, let's hard code the path into the recipe. Don't look at me. I don't know why they did that.
Okay, so what are we calling this asset? Port Podium Wooden Fancy Deco also?
Yeah, I would say the same name as the prefab.
Okay.
Just the prefab has to have the underscore deco at the end.
Which
The
it
asset.
does.
Okay, good. And then the
Yeah.
asset won't, right?
The asset will not.
No, yeah, the asset doesn't need it. Because the only reason why that is, I was saying to Laney before, the underscore deco on the prefab is a flag, so that way, like if there is a world building version and a deco version, the world builders will know that they should not use the deco version. If there isn't a world building version, then they know that when they go to use it, they, well, technically are supposed to create another one, or strip out all the stuff that is meant for player facing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, anything that any assets aren't used by world builders, so we don't need to put the underscore deco on that because there's only one of them. Okay,
Okay.
so
So simply port podium wouldn't fancy at that point.
right.
Okay. So fancy wooden podium is the display name, or
Yeah, yeah. The
uh,
display name would be fancy wooden podium. That's perfect.
uh, but not calling it Norgard.
I don't think so because the other stuff doesn't have the Norgard tag on it. Though
And
we could. I mean, you know.
and these don't have this doesn't have well because again this is the display name for the player when they like mouse over it. Is that
Mhm.
right?
Yep, yep.
And so it does not have spaces in between.
Yeah, the display name would have spaces. Yeah.
It would.
Yes. Yeah, we don't use underscores in there.
Oh, okay. Spaces, not underscores. Okay, good.
Right, right.
Doesn't have any description, loc, or anything like that.
No.
Use crafting effects in name. I don't even know what that means.
That's if it was a crafted item, then it would say crafted by.
Okay.
And that checkbox is on by default. It doesn't matter since this is not a crafted item. But you know, you could uncheck that because it's not crafted.
Okay. Now I'm gonna make this asset. I'm gonna make sure it's all saved and that stuff. But before anything else happens, though, after I do that, we need to apply whatever it is that you said that you know of to the object of that plaque to make sure that it will bring up a note when a player mouses over it.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and we'll do that.
Okay, we'll do that in a moment then.
Yeah. So that'll be back in the prefab.
Merchant availability for these things are these things that players will be able to buy from a merchant, or they're like, what does that mean?
These are going to be in the Crown store, so they would not be available by on the merchants. They could be offline only though.
Oh, offline only, as opposed to you meaning you can't go buy it with crowns in the store, or you buy it with.
Right, if you make it available offline only, because generally in the offline version of the game,
Yeah.
The stuff that's in the Crown store is really out all in the merchants and stuff. At least you know most of it, I think.
Okay.
So it all depends on how we set it up. But something like this, it could be available in the offline only. The thing is that doesn't automatically happen. There would have to be some other stuff for loot tables to be updated and things along those lines. So it's a bigger, you know, part of
Right.
things. So
By the way, the number under weight, what is that representing? Is it pounds?
it is 5 ambiguous units. No, actually, I think our weight I think is stone.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think we really actually say it anywhere. So you know, five increments of weight is sufficient for this because if we go by stone, the average person is what 18.
Right. Right now
So
it's using the desk icon, so I'll keep it that way. But
mhm,
yeah, as far as the weight goes, then I'll just leave it the way it is.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, since this is going to be a crown store, you could take the value and change that to 0. Merchant purchase price and offline value. Well, the offline value, since we said it's offline, you could just leave it where that is. But change the merchant purchase price to 0 and the value to 0.
Okay.
Yep.
Will it
Then,
have
mhm.
will the offline value and the offline merchant purchase price still be there? Offline value, yes, but what about offline merchant price?
Yeah, that's the offline value is what you would sell it back to the merchant at, and the offline merchant purchase price is what you would buy it from the merchant at.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. There's always a, you drove it off the lot, deal with it. Percentage loss. Let me see. I'm looking down here. All that stuff is good. All default. The don't scroll down too far though. Is premium. Yeah, that needs to be checked off. And that also means that the allow primary durability loss needs to be unchecked.
Okay.
Anything that's in the store will, could get worn and need repair, but because you bought it, it will never get its primary durability number to go down to 0 and destroy the item. So,
But it doesn't need to be repaired either then in that case, right?
yeah, no, in this case, it's deco. It'll never need to be repaired because you can't wear it. You're not going to throw it at people, although players might want to.
What about enhancement?
Yeah, that also would be unchecked. That would be, for upgrading
No
weapons
dies.
and stuff. Right.
No die or die secondary.
Yep.
None. No loot channel.
Nope. Yeah, all this stuff I think is going to be default. So the one that we're getting down to what we want to worry about now. The three main things, the three main weapons for an asset are, of course, well, maybe four. Its name, the icon must be populated. So now I know right now there's a placeholder icon, or we might even leave it that way because the icon's small enough, it's not going to really matter, right? But if an
It
icon's
just looks like the old one. It looks like the old.
Yeah. Right. If the icon's blank, integration will reject it. It'll immediately yell at you and tell you need that. So I'm just saying, if you were taking an asset and copying it from something else, and it's pretty much exactly what the other one is, but something just a little different, you would have to change the name, the icon, the prefab, which is down where you are now, the decoration settings prefab for it, and you have that. And then the last thing in our case is that you'd want to go down and look for the decoration in the decoration settings, decoration modifiers right below the prefab. Now, before you click on it, because everybody clicks on this, yeah, your mouse is in a good spot. If you have your mouse to the left, you have the risk of actually checking off one of the options in there. So go ahead and click on that. And you see how that came up like that. If you happen to be over the left, over the word ground, you could
I might check it.
Yeah, you might check it, which would uncheck it in this case, which means that these podiums would never be placeable outside in your yard.
Right, that would suck.
Yeah, and that's something that happened to devs of the past a lot. And that's because Unity. So
right. Well, since we based it on the old version, which we were able to decorate on, I'm assuming this is already set up the way they want it to be.
Yes, and just so you see where it is. So you got floor, which of course is any floor in a house. Exterior floor, which is actually, well, I always told that was basement. It might be basements, basements, and I think dungeons follow the regular floor. Ground, which of course is outside on the dirt, and player town allowed means that they can be placed as town deco. Bottom floor means that it's going to be allowed on the bottom floor because bottom floor has a special things like you don't want a well on the second floor, that type of thing, right?
Right.
And then exterior bottom floor is also, that's going to be like dungeons and basements. So the only ones I didn't rattle off right now is a display item and display item container. Those two check marks are what tells it whether or not it can have deco placed on it, and if it can be placed on other things as deco. So the display item checkbox will tell it that it could actually go on top of a paver in this case, right? As a good example. So if somebody wants to put pavers down in their yard and make a meeting area or something, they could put this podium on top of the pavers because that's checked. The display item container is the one that you would use if you want to have the guy who's giving a speech put a mug on the podium.
Right, or a candle or any of the other kind of stuff.
Right, yeah, or whatever, yeah.
Okay, and we'll be testing that in a few minutes then.
Yep, exactly. So that asset looks to be set up correctly.
Okay. And then I guess there's is there a, oh, there's like a validate button down here. Do I need to type that or do I
Sure, go
need
ahead. Yep. Now, what you would have to do is look at your console tab.
my console tab?
Yeah, it's the middle tab in your you have project console project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, that's been there all along. So, so for instance, here you could hit clear to get rid of that.
And then hit validate again.
Right. Yeah. And nothing's going to happen because you're in good shape.
Okay.
Now,
That's
here's
good.
the thing: if you want to experiment with this and see it come up with something, delete the icon.
Oh, and it would fail then?
Yeah, because that validate script is that button right there is really the same thing that would happen if you submit it to go through integration, and it would or should yell at you that there is no icon.
So if I deleted this then and said none and hit validate down below, then it should come up as an error.
Actually, no, because that none is a texture.
None is
So
a texture?
yes, go back up there to the icon and just click on the field, the icon, wherever it is.
Here, I undid it.
Okay.
So click on the field and what?
Yeah, and just hit the delete key.
Oh, it's gonna instead decide that it's gonna look at
1,000 things.
1,000 things. Yeah,
Gotcha. All right.
look at 1,000 things. Yay!
Yay.
Why does it do that again?
Because it's an audit. Like you know how the materials were showing that they changed just because you clicked on them or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, wherever the icons are, you haven't been in that folder for quite some time. So basically, the Unity decided that it needs to go look at all those icons and make sure that there's nothing wacky in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
And it's still doing it. It's still looking. Whatever
Yeah.
it's doing. The red little tip is coming up again and again.
What it's doing is it's auditing the icons against their meta files and looking for missing meta files or looking for meta files that are incorrect, things along those lines, or missing fields. That's the key thing about the material files, the map files. The reason why those highlight and actually think they're changed is because the last time those particular maps were touched was when Portalarium was using Unity 5 or Unity 2017. And there have been new fields added to the shaders since then. So, and we have it as a project to go in there and go through all the materials in the game and get them all updated. It won't change a thing in the way the game works or anything, except that Unity itself will be happy that it's conforming to the current standard of the schema.
Mm. Well, it's still going. It just refuses to go back to green again. It's just gonna. I'm not sure this is worth it for this test.
So what's it doing right now?
It's
So
just blinking red down there.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I mean, was that max storage item count, the next field down? If you click on that, it's responding, right? Yeah.
Now it
So,
is.
right. So if you just go up there and hit the delete key, it doesn't delete it. There you
Okay.
go.
Now it is. Okay.
Yeah. Now try to hit the validate.
It's still saying none texture
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. I see that, and I would think it would just say none, but yeah, it should fail the validation here, but it's not. So don't look at me. I don't know. I didn't write that.
Weird.
Yeah, so like you said, you could do a Control Z and then you're fine. And that's
Okay.
that's
Well,
interesting. That might be a reason why that gets caught every once in a while.
now that I've done all this, where is the button that says save?
Save project file, and then
Oh, so I
save
have to do it
project.
up here. There's no
Yep.
button in here to say save this asset I've just touched.
No. Yeah, assets aren't special. Assets are lowly worms.
Why? That doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't know. This is not something that I know the answer to. So if it says wish list podium launcher. So that's probably back when I said you wouldn't want to throw something at the podium at another player, but they probably will. Yeah. So
Oh, podium launcher.
yeah.
Okay, so now that we're back in the actual scene again,
Hmm.
and there's my little hidden
Hmm.
thing down there, but it's something that we should be able to see in the game. We'll find out. But how do I now set this up
Oh, the interactive for it.
to where the interactive?
Yeah, the best way to do this is to copy something else. But let me so I'll probably be searching forever. Give me a second. Go here. Is this checked out? Looks like it is. Yes. Right. I'm testing something here. See if it comes interactive interaction. Hold on. Let me shake my addled head and remember what the hell I'm doing.
Sure. Pardon me for a moment. Then I'm going to grab a drink.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I know I just touched something with the script on it before recently. You can find it. Let me think. Okay. Okay. Yep. I know. I need to remember the name of the damn things. All right. And okay, I found it. I knew it had simple in the name. I just couldn't remember the whole thing. Okay. I'm just trying to finish up what I was working on. I want to move on to something more interesting. All right, this ain't working. Okay, I found it.
Oh, good. What is the name of it?
Oh yeah, actually there is that aspect too. All right, so the name of it is simple tooltip object. That's the name of the script. So if you add component, that's how it should find it.
Oh, that's not an object I'd pull into the game. That's just something I would touch the brass plaque
Right.
and add a component called simple tool script.
Yes. Simple tooltip.
Oh, simple tooltip object.
Yep, that's it right there. Yep. And then it just stays the tooltip text, you put in whatever it is that you want to say. And that's pretty much it. That's why it's simple.
And do we do something do we say do we indicate that it says this thing in runic, or do we indicate it's said in a certain script or anything like that?
No, tooltips are never in runic because they're localized into different languages.
No, what I mean is, does it say like parentheses in runic?
Oh, yeah, no, well, you'd have to do that, yeah, manually, but you can. I don't know that anybody's actually done that. You know what I mean?
Mm,
But I could see the point.
as opposed to ancient obsidian or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think in the more
No, I just realized
complex,
Norgard. It's Gard, not Gard, right?
yeah, I think it's GARD.
No, just Gard. Okay.
Yes.
Proudly made by talented Norgard artisans. And I don't need to show that it's like a quote or anything like that. I just can leave it at that.
Right. Yeah, because that's the assumption when the player, hovers over it, it comes up the text. It's like as if they're virtually reading the thing.
Now, does it assume though that this is applied to the brass plaque and that it knows to look for its mesh collider?
Yes, because it's in that object. So it's using the transform of that object to identify where the player can hover over and get it. And they don't have to
Localized,
click, they just have to hover. That's it.
so localized mode.
Yeah, localized modes are standard mode. So that way it's added to the database of text strings in the game that would be localized into other languages, which
Okay.
currently we're not actively localizing stuff, but all the game text is still in there.
Oh, and so you know what I should have done, honestly, is I should have done this and done it in the prefab editor.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me do that. Okay, so that should be all that is needed, right?
Yep.
And the comment can be left blank. Is the comment like my comment or?
Yeah, it's that's internal.
Not player facing?
No, not player facing. I have to make a comment here myself that it's interesting that this has a comment field, but other things that need a comment field don't have a comment field. So whatever.
You know what else is interesting is I didn't notice that it allowed me to save.
Oh,
Like I added.
you have to check it out too. I think checkout is still, see up there at the top. It'll let you go in there and mess around with a prefab without clicking, without checking the asset out.
Oh,
Then,
because I did check it in. That's right.
right, and now, now you could click save.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and that's one of the interesting things here is that if you didn't notice it and then you went and loaded another prefab, it would yell and say, "Hey, you had made changes on this. Are you sure?" And which could be confusing depending on how long it's been since you actually made the edits. So we could only hope that Unity fixed that in newer versions.
Now, by the way, Did we determine that there's a better icon maker than just me making it in the scene like I have been doing?
Well, I don't know. I would touch base with Allium and Laney because they've been doing a lot of the itemization lately and doing the assets, the icons, I should say. What I do is I actually go into the prefab editor, right? So if you double click this, the item in your hierarchy and go into the editor with it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, well, I shouldn't say double click it, but go into the, yeah. So now there, that's how I would build my icons. And what I would do, generally, I'm sorry.
It's so dark though. It's not.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things here you could do. Like right now it's set up for shaded. Try to change it to albedo to the left. One more.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there. Try to change it to albedo and deferred, and then there you go. Now you have no lighting. And then you could again, this one it makes the background black, which is fine, but there's things to play with, and of course I tend to change the background of my prefab editor to white or other colors if the object that I'm messing with is too close, because the next step here, literally I could just do like a snip, Windows snip, copy that section, paste it into Photoshop, delete the background, and I'm done. Obviously resize it and all that crap. But
God, but it's just like without the lighting, it's just flat as hell. With the lighting, it's fine, but it's just a little bit too dark. It's almost like I want to make it brighter in here. And why
right.
can't I?
Well, that's been a complaint for a long time. I've seen other people complain about that in Unity forum areas that that you can't adjust the camera right in the prefab area. Though I think that you can bring in a spotlight and light up the temporarily bring it into the prefab, like a directional light.
Right.
In fact, look for, if you wanted to do this, you could experiment.
I'll just copy that, and I mean, because obviously what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go in and uh, into Photoshop.
Yeah. You'll need to go in Photoshop and change your canvas to be a square, or no, trim. Yeah, paste it in, trim, so that way you don't have excessive crap in it. And then once it's trimmed, then you need to change the canvas back to a square and then resize it to 256.
Well, and the main thing is just, I mean, I'm gonna bring up its.
Oh yeah, it's gamma or whatever, right?
Yeah, because I can do that, and that's like better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
But the main thing is I need to go in here real quickly and pull up its icon that it's currently using and tell it to go straight to hell. Let's see, what was that asset name again?
Desk.
Wooden Fancy. Yeah, I just need to find its asset so I can look at its.
Oh, right, yeah.
I can look at its old whatchamacallit. Yeah, I just can't believe there isn't a specific thing to tell it to search by for this.
Yeah, I know.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. There are other ways to do it, utilities and reports and crap like that. But yeah, I don't know whose bright idea it was to include all the categories, because it's got prefab, it's got mesh, material, might even have FBX, but it doesn't have asset. Of course, assets are kind of generic anyway, because an asset could be a scene, and assets could be loot tables, assets could be assets, you know.
Right. But it doesn't have icons either. You can't say here. This is an icon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
what do icons come up under?
Well, icons are just like,
Sure.
JPEGs or PNGs or whatever. So luckily we keep all our icons in the same place. So like in the items folder, I think there's an icons folder inside of that. But if you type in icons, it'll come up with folders for the icons, because there are, of course, still are multiple folders for that. But like you said, yeah, find the existing icon and then you'll know you're in the right directory.
Okay. Yeah, because even the original desk icon is really dark, really, really dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's really small. It's 128 by 128.
Yeah, and that's okay because all the icons are actually reduced down 64 by 64. And that's done through the meta file. So what we did is standardize on all the images to be 256, so we can use them for other things, the images.
Hmm.
And so yeah, 128 just means that somebody did it back in the day. But as long as in the end there, the max size is set to 64, that's the key thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, good.
Yeah, and don't forget you're going to want to tinify that as well. You're going to optimize the things, so that way you don't have to have crunch compression or normal compression on that, which actually for an icon will make it bigger than it would be without it. On an icon, we obviously don't want to reduce our quality settings.
And some have underscore icon and some don't. Is that what we should be doing standardly?
Yeah, everything that's an icon should have underscore icon, and that leads to what you were talking about before, because there is no icon category. This way you could actually type in underscore icon and find them all.
Hmm.
We try
So
to do
max
that.
size,
Yeah.
resize algorithm Mitchell,
Yeah, and that's fine.
and then compression normal quality, but none,
Right.
and then apply, and then I should go ahead and tiny PNGify it
Yes,
once
exactly.
I do that.
Yep.
Okay, and that's what I should have opened with Photoshop, not the desk one. And I can go ahead and make it 256 if I want to, just to preserve the goodness of it, but it will become 64 for the purposes of the icon anyway.
Right. Yeah, and that's what we want. We want to keep the size of the image 256.
Because the old one was 128, but no one cares.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The old one is before the standard was.
Yeah. So here we go. I will do that with it.
Okay. So you're actually kind of taking a long way around here if I'm following what you're doing.
Well, I just made it into its icon. I mean, now there's an icon called Podium Wooden Fancy Icon.
Right. Right. But I'm just saying that the untitled thing that you got there,
The untitled thing? What do you mean?
the one that you just closed.
Oh, that was just the one I made. That was the one I made in the prefab editor.
Right. Right. So did you decide not to use it or?
No, I just copied what I wanted from it and put it in the proper icon file.
Okay, all right. So all you need to do if you want to follow along on this one, it'll be more consistent actually, right? I mean, you could finish what you're doing here, but if you bring up the capture from the prefab editor again?
Wait, what am I doing? Because I was actually literally just going to pull this into tiny PNG and call it done.
Yeah, well, let's just say the process. I can show you a better process for this.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, if you want to finish this, it's fine by me. But I was just saying that if you're able to still get the prefab editor version up there.
No, I can't. I'd have to go get it again. I'd have to make it again. I don't have it in my buffer any longer.
Okay. All right. Because basically, what you want to do is you paste it in here like you had it, right? And then use the the magic whatever Meshuggah and delete the background, right? Yeah, delete the background. Once you've done that, then you go to I think it's image trim, and it'll trim based on the top left pixel, which will be transparent, and it'll bring it down to the actual border of the image. And then from there, you just change your canvas to be a square, right? So if it's like 480 by 436, you make it 480 by 480. And then once you do that, then you just change the image size to 256 by 256 and save it. That's the icon.
Mm.
So instead of putting it in there and then trying to stretch it out and make it fit into the that pre-existing icon, which won't have it exactly pixel by pixel in the same spot.
Oh, and it doesn't matter anyway because, in this particular case, I made a better image than the original image was anyway.
Right. So what you're saying is you just save this as the original icon for the craftable.
I saved this as a new icon with a new name by utilizing the old craftable image as a basis that I just brought into Photoshop.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. You don't need to do that. The one that you had in Photoshop when you snagged the image from the prefab editor, you just needed to do those 3 steps to conform it to be a 256 by 256 centered image, and then save that off instead of manually doing any skewing or anything.
But it was just easier for me to utilize the base, the original base icon, and bring it into Photoshop, because if I not the original base icon, but the one that I made out of it, because I created a new icon out of it. So I just didn't save it over itself. I just made a new icon out of the original one in
Right. And I'm just saying that you didn't need to bring in the old one and then save it over as a new name. You just had to conform to the canvas and size after you got rid of the background, and you could save that one that you made. You didn't have to drag or copy it in, and then because then once you did that, you had to manually move it around inside that box.
Oh yeah, that's no big deal though.
Well, but that's the thing. We'll be consistent. All of our icons now are absolutely consistent. They're exactly in the center of an exact 256 square, and the icons themselves are in the same position. So as you scroll down the inventory, they're not skewing over like this.
Well, from what I can tell, I got it right in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for future, that's the better method, because then that way it'll produce consistent results every time.
With the exception of where you have to move the camera to get the icon object looking right in the first place.
Well, yeah, you're doing that as your source when you take the image. But once you have the image, then because basically at that point, the resizing of the image in the end makes the icons consistent in their actual size on the screen. And so whether you're going to do a head-on image or a isometric or whatever depends on the object itself. But once you have it in Photoshop, then it's easy enough to just go ahead and trim it to get rid of the excess background. So that way you now have something that's just conformed to that image. Resize the canvas so it's a square, and then resize the whole thing and save it. And it's done. this is not. I am gonna have to go soon though.
That's okay. We should test this while we're here, and then we'll call it a night.
All right, this sounds good.
Assuming-
I gotta take care of the dogs and the cats. That's the thing. Oh, he closed the browser again.
Sorry, did it again.
No worries.
What were you saying? You got a what?
I gotta take care of the dogs and the cats.
Ah,
Yeah. So, I mean, for what we're doing, that's fine. We could cut out here. When I get back, I could always either start up another stream and keep on doing stuff, or maybe even do it tomorrow. I mean, especially if Laney's gonna do more work tomorrow or over the weekend, we could just do another stream. So no, you have some stuff that is due for this month, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm working on everything that I can. So I don't know what you all are using from anything I'm doing this month or not.
Well, so we have Jira's, I think. Let me check what we have. I don't remember. I mean, I know we have those 2 items for next month that we wouldn't want to talk about in public yet. But
Because they're shameful.
well, actually, because
So shameful.
we don't know if they're gonna be the thing, right? So
So shameful.
you know how people are. They'll say, well, they mentioned once on one stream for 5 minutes that they were thinking about doing a thing, so they decided to do something else, and now we're upset.
That's okay. As I've discovered in recent days, people get upset over the darndest things.
Yeah. Well, so that's why we don't talk about it then. So that way they don't get upset. Period. Did you want to look at that texture tool?
Well, since I'm more interested in seeing this work before we go,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do the texture tool a different time.
Okay. Well, you're going to want to download it because the link's in this meeting.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. We were supposed to do that like an hour ago. So, but if you click in the chat of this meeting, you'll see I put the link in there, and you're going to want to grab that. It's just a small utility that literally you unzip it and place the folder that's in the zip someplace wherever it's comfortable for you.
okay. Well, then I guess we'll do that real quickly. But then let's test.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you saying it is? It's inside of what?
In the meeting itself, not there.
In the meeting itself. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Well, we're in the meeting, so go down to you see where the 3 is down there,
Uh-huh.
and next to the 3, there's a chat box. Over to the right, all the way over to the right. Yeah, see the chat box?
Okay. Don't see anything. It says no chat messages yet.
Why is that maybe? Oh, because you closed the thing and rejoined. All right, let me repaste it.
I didn't just shut down the thing and rejoin. I shut down the thing and rejoined 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, this seems to have opened it up in a weird zip file thing that I'm not familiar with. So what do I need to do here?
Download those. Yeah, it unzipped it for you. Oh, why did that?
So what do I do with them? How do I do them?
Google Drive, you suck. There's a down arrow. Forget that
Machine?
white. Yeah, download. Click that and see what happens. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Download anyway.
Okay.
It's clean. Trust me.
Totally believe you.
Yeah. So it just defaulted to viewing the inside of the thing. So, yeah, so you could do that and then click on that, click on the file.
This.
Yep. Now you could create a folder like on your desktop and just call it materialize.
That's what I need to do is create a folder on the desktop as opposed to in my programs file somewhere.
Wherever you want to put it. It doesn't have any registry stuff. It's just, this is portable. So, I mean, you could do this and then move it later. It won't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then I just need to put this in it, all of it.
Yep. All that stuff just go in there. There you go.
Okay. Oh man, sometimes I really don't like this the download folder and the history and all that stuff. I want it when I download something, I want it to let me pick where it downloads to. I don't want it to go to
Don't click that X.
a download file. I know. See, that's the problem with this.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot too.
Mm.
Ugh.
All right.
And
Well,
it,
you could just minimize that if you want.
and it would have nothing to do with whether I had multiple monitors or not. That's just me clicking that X is what you just saw almost happened.
Right.
That is what happens.
Yep.
Multi monitors or not. Okay. Anyway, so
Yeah. So just real quick, just click, open up that folder that we put there.
okay.
Yeah. And then open, yeah, materialize.
Like hit materialize exe or
Uh-huh. Yep.
okay. So it doesn't have a
No install.
materialize exe is the executable to install it.
There is no install.
Oh, there is no install. Oh, okay, I see.
There it is. That's the program.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to play with that.
Yeah, it only takes a second. Like you see the diffuse map is in there. First, you would drag in your texture as a diffuse map. Then you have the only difference here, and this is the key thing you need to know. You have to make a height map next. Then you can make your normal map.
Oh,
So it's way more accurate than the other stuff. And
okay.
then from there, you could make your metallic and smoothness and blah 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 blah. Right?
Huh.
And there's more to this thing than that, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, I'm especially saddened by the fact that that normal map maker that used to be in Photoshop long ago,
Mm-hmm.
which we can't find versions for it now. It's just gone.
Yep.
Allowed you to basically it gave you layers, and those layers it had bevel and boss on it and things of that kind. And I was able to hand make any normal map I wanted to, and it basically um, uh, uh, it basically did it right there and let me see immediately what it was giving me. So I could use any brush to do it. I mean, I could use a brush that stippled it and made stipples that look like it.
Mm-hmm.
It was perfect. It was
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it should be, and it's just there. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
It makes me
Yeah,
cry inside like a sad clown.
right. Yeah. On this one, of course, you can't edit it like you would in Photoshop, but all it has sliders for all the different aspects and stuff, and you could actually tell it. One of the buttons down there is to show the layered image, so it'll actually show you the diffuse with the height map and the normal, or just the normal, or whatever you want. And then from there, you can make the change the sliders so you can change your output and you can see exactly what it would do.
Huh.
So it's close. It's almost, in some regards, it's actually way better than anything we've had so far.
Okay. Well, I'll play with it and see how it feels.
Yep.
All right. So we've made the asset. I've changed the icon. I've done all the things necessary that I know of to make this work. So again, let's run me through how to test this out. Let's find out. I need to go to, like you said, that these don't work on mine still.
Right. Yeah, they're still broken.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bug where it's not finding the UID for some reason. So what you want to do is load deco test. That's the name of the scene. and then hit the play button for that, and then you'll be able to claim a lot and place deco there.
Okay.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's not just you. It's doing it on my scene as well. But it works in deco test, so I have to go back and do a stare and compare and try to figure out what happened there. It could be like other things. There might be a step I'm forgetting at this point.
So unfortunate, so finicky.
Yeah. Well, it's lack of documentation is the problem.
Mm.
And these things, like this specifically, you can't go to Google and say, "Hey Google, I'm trying to create a lot. I want to create a lot and claim a deed. How? Shut up, Google. How does that work?" And then it'll be like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." 90% of this stuff is proprietary and just made for this game. So
Okay, so I just need to play, and then I need to give myself that object.
right, yeah. You're gonna want to claim a lot too if you don't already have one claimed in here.
I think I already do, don't I? Isn't
Probably.
that where I was testing stuff before?
Yeah, I think so. It will remember. And
Because I was testing objects in that Viking house that was on that one lot.
Ah, right. Yep. That's List's house.
Oh,
But
it is?
yeah, but that's actually those are on QA. This is local, so you won't have any of that stuff.
Ah.
Yeah, it's on QA or even on live. That Viking house.
Well, the one that I was testing, I literally threw down in here.
Oh,
that,
okay.
That Viking house that I was putting all the weird lava monsters that were the trophies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, good. Finally, man, it took a while to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's see if it makes it start raining immediately when I'm there.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's taking longer to start than normal, though.
It's just because nothing's cached on it or anything. So the next
Oh,
time
you know
it'll
what?
go a little faster.
I just realized I need to turn that stuff in, don't I, before I do any of this, or do
Nope.
I?
You're all local, so you don't have to submit anything yet.
Okay.
The editor even makes up for missing entity IDs, so it should work.
So I need to find the item first and foremost. So let's see, what was the name of it? Podium Wooden Fancy. That's the icon. This is the name, the asset name.
Yep.
Now, am I just grabbing the asset name here?
No, what you want to do is right click it and then say copy path.
Oh, copy path. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then add item.
Right.
And the path is everything up to the decorations.
Right. And then at the
Goes
tail, get rid of asset at the end as well.
And then get rid of asset. Yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. Looks like it was added to my inventory.
Yay.
And so let's see. Wasn't there a new? There's all items.
Yeah, change all items, click on all items, and then you could do recently looted.
There we go. Looted. I just looted it.
Yeah.
Okay, so fancy wooden podium. So there it is. So I should technically.
You're gonna have to close your console though.
Oh, that yes. I should technically be able to then place it right here, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look, behold, there it is. Well, it places. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good to begin with. Let's give myself some light because it's super dark. There is the thing there.
Yeah. And yeah, it's not turning green.
Wait, no, it is.
Well, no, it's not the olive green. It should be a darker forest green.
So that did not work.
Yeah, and you don't have to click on it so for the tooltip to come up. So
I mean, it says fancy wooden podium, but I mean,
Yeah, but that's just
that's
the
not
item,
what
so
we want.
no.
So that's not working.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring up
Okay,
what I
so
was.
now I need to see. I need to be able to try to place a book on it. But before any of that goes, let me go ahead and bring up my inventory, and I'll look up all again. Maybe I should look up decoration. Here's a ceramic mug. Let's see. Well, the ceramic mug placed up there nicely.
Good deal.
Now let's see if I can. Oh, that's cool. We can put the candelabra right on top of it. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So it looks like it's accepting items fine. Now let's see if we can put an item on the side. I need to find that candle.
Oh, the wall-mounted candle, right?
Yeah.
I think it's called chandelier.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's like chandelier 3.
Okay. It should, of course, never been called that. But
Yeah. Yep, chandelier 3.
so that means I need to add item.
Right. And I will save you the search. It should be decoration / chandelier 3. Assuming that you spell chandelier the same way they did. I'm I'm not gonna say right, but
Decoration /
yeah, when you do an add item, it'll just be decorations /.
Apparently, I'm not spelling chandelier the way they did. Oh, is chandelier 3 with a space in between or no?
No spaces, no underscores. One word.
Okay, so it's this item here.
Right.
Let me copy path. And let's see if it gives me what I want. Okay, looks like it gave it to me. Chandelier 3. Recently looted.
Mr. Night Owl, that is the
Oh,
next test, and that is a secret.
and it's called wall candle, apparently, to players.
Mhm.
Wall candle.
Yep.
And now let's see if I can place that here. Oh, it goes there. Oh, it doesn't go there though. Why? Oh, I wonder if it thinks it's hitting. What does it think is not liking something there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, I wonder if it thinks it's hitting. Oh, it could think it's hitting the thing that lets the book place, I bet.
Well, that shouldn't be there. That should be gone.
Well, no,
It,
remember, we kept something there because in case I needed to change it.
yeah, but it should not be on.
True.
And if it's not on, the candle's not hitting it. What that looks more to me like the collision. Are you able to clip into the texture on that? Is the collision smaller than the object?
Uh, Clip into the texture on that. Let me see. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what you mean when you say that.
Well, you see where the candle is now when you put it down, right? So
Yeah.
you see at the base of that candle is right very close to the edge of
Oh,
the
it could be edge. It could be close to. I mean, let me see. Oh, why? Go away, you piece of interface. Bullshit. Suck it. Why is that appearing and in my way?
because you're trying to do deco.
Oh,
Shift your camera. You have to shift your camera in the opposite direction so that
hold
way
on.
you're.
I'm gonna move this up here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
To hell. Yeah. So I don't know what it thinks is supposed to be happening here.
Right. It all depends on what the box is for the candle itself too. So I'm actually going to look at that. Oh, I'm clicking on your screen. That ain't gonna work.
I mean, I can put it on it, but I wonder if it could be coming. I mean, it could be. Yeah, it could be that the box is not liking the fact that there is a little polygonal edge a little further up or something, maybe?
Well, what is it? Well, it has nothing to do with that part, really. What it is if the bounding box for the candle is too big, and the placement is the center of the object that it's going to be based on. So it may not allow it to go to the edge because the box collider is actually spilling over the edge. So.
Because it's thin enough that it should even be able to go on the thick outer edge.
Right, but tall. It's taller. Like the box is actually including the flame.
Oh, so I would have to go in and change the box of the object to make it to where it was happy to go.
Exactly. Yeah, the box collider for the candle really should probably be below the flame. And you know, you'll see if you look at the item, they didn't do a mesh collider because obviously the sconce part of it has a lot of geometry.
Right.
But they chose to use one big rectangle, like book-shaped box collider. And so it extends down below the bottom of the point of that wall mount, and it goes above the flame.
Too bad that we can't tell it to use the literal mesh of the candle and its object so that it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, there's I would do this differently. If, like, for instance, if this candle, and again, I'm not suggesting we do this now, but if we were to take the candle and have the wall part of the mesh, a sub mesh from the rest of it, then that could be the mesh collision that it uses to attach to the wall, and then you'd be able to put a much smaller box collider around just the candle and the candle holder. And it wouldn't get in the way of anything, because then it wouldn't come into the calculation for placement. So of course you could do the same thing with two box colliders too. So I mean, there's some adjustments that could probably be made to that candle to make it more flexible.
Yeah, I would almost want to do that because.
Well, go ahead. Actually, then go ahead. Chandelier 3. Open up the prefab while you're still running the game. You don't have to stop the game or anything.
Okay.
Double click on the blue box one. Yeah. To open up the prefab editor.
So I need a scene file.
Yeah, there you go. And then you see that's. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? So if you take that box collider that's there right now and shrink it down to be just, basically, I would even worry about the triangles on the top or the bottom of that wall mount. Just make it a thin box collider just for the rectangular part of the wall mount, right? So turn to your right so you can see the side view.
Okay, but wouldn't that make it to where, I mean, the problem is that then you could get it sticking into the candle, sticking into stuff.
Well, no, because the next thing we'll do is we put a smaller box collider that just goes around the candle. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. See, this is with simplicity 1, but it's over encompassing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Now you could shrink the height on it, and then I think you'll have better flexibility for placement. I would even go a little lower on that.
Like bring it down below.
Yeah, just a little, like there. That's fine. And then same thing on the bottom. Yeah, about where the bevel. You see, the bevel could be used to sink into things, so that's why we don't really want collision there. So then I would put a second box collider around the candle itself. But this is good enough for the test if you want to.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, and so
check out and save.
Can it? Yeah. So this can check out and save even though I'm in the game, right?
Yes. And then when you drag it out of your inventory, it will have the updated prefab.
Now, if I added another box collider for the candle itself right now, real quick, by just doing it would do that too, and it's not a problem.
Oh, yeah. Yep, not a problem.
Okay, well then we might as well do that now, just to see.
Sure. Yeah. What I would do for the second box collider though is don't do it in the root, the parent of the prefab. Do it like in the FX or something. You know what I mean? or just make a new game object right below the candle itself.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why so?
Oh, because if you do 2 box colliders in the root, the parent, they're both going to be considered deco attachment.
Oh, okay.
So this way, the secondary box collider, the game doesn't even look at it.
Apparently, it's decided to wait and tell me to hold on for something that I don't recall even touching.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's going through the damn folder.
Okay, so I'll just copy this box collider
Yeah, that's fine.
and I'll put it, you said under FX?
Yeah, that'll work. You know what I mean? Probably should make its own game object, to be honest with you, because FX is FX.
Oh, so really, so under,
Yeah. Yeah, just create an empty there. Yeah, and then
make it there.
yeah. Call it candle collision or something, whatever you want.
Okay. Come on. Oh, it's so slow. What the hell's going on here? It's not liking something.
Try right clicking and hit rename.
No, it goes right back.
Oh, I know why. This is the limitation while the game is running. You could create new objects, you could make changes, but you're not allowed to rename things because Unity tracks all that. Right?
Oh,
So go ahead and put the component in the box collider, right? And then you could edit it and do everything. The only thing you won't be able to do is change the game object name from this to something else.
oh,
And that's okay. You know, obviously if you like what you do, then just rename it after you finish testing.
that is a sad pain in the pookie hole, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Pookie hole.
Yeah, there you go. I'd even make it that box collider a little shorter from the top. Yes, the flame is not really there. You know what I mean?
Right now, it's just the wick that it's encompassing right now.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. But yeah,
But
that's what I would do right there. It's exactly how you have it.
okay, so let's see what happens. I'm going to save.
Okay.
Interesting. I've never heard of it, like not wanting you to rename things, but I guess
Yeah, that I keep running into it and keep forgetting, but then every time I do, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. In some cases, if the prefab was already out in the world, it won't even let you edit the prefab at all. It'll tell you in the console that it's been blocking it.
Now, do I need to re-give myself this object again?
Nope. Just drag it out of your inventory.
Really?
Yep. All right, so that one is not making the change.
Doesn't look like it did anything.
No. But I can guarantee it's got the updated. Something about having it too close to the edge of the object, I think, is causing a problem there. Unless that collider is still active in the prefab.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's not just there either, right? Like if you drag that candle down towards the base and try to put it on the edge, because we know it's not there, right? So yeah, so it's something. Oh, that's actually interesting. Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. Yeah, I have that.
Well, so it must have changed something because I couldn't get it to do that before.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, it's the complexity of the decoing system. I have the same thing in the crafting pavilions. That you have to be so patient to put the slanted Muton lights on that on the posts because it's like literally 1 pixel width where it goes green.
Huh. Well, I mean, at least we know that works. I mean, part of what it's not wanting to like to some extent is it's not wanting to like, God, wow, I'm really off of it. What is that? Okay. I mean, it looks like it's a little bit better than it was before. Not by a lot, though, because what it's doing is it seems to be getting to the edge of something right there. And I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's reacting a little bit better than it did before. There,
right? Yeah.
Now it's actually above the the table a little bit
Mm-hmm.
where it wasn't doing that before. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, that obviously works. Now, but the book, do I need to give myself a book, or was there already a book? Can I put any book down?
Yeah, it should be any book.
I mean, I guess it's not going to find book.
No.
So let me see. Somewhere
Well, is there a category of book in that drop down?
hell, I don't know. Oh, book and paper. Okay, here's the Sorcerer's Daughter.
Okay.
So I should be able to like go up and put the Sorcerer's Daughter on it.
Yep.
Well, it lets me do that.
Yeah, it's not working then. It's not snapping it.
So something is not happy.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what that is, I guess. But I guess we'll have to figure it out another night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's after midnight. I'm just have to go do some things. So.
Yep. I'll be turning
to.
That's a bummer. I
Yeah.
hate that.
So if you drag the candle up along that edge towards where the book would be, there does it stay red on the wall? Yeah, there. It stays red the whole time, huh?
Except for right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to look at the mesh and stuff. Because I know that there's a 0.6 0.6 unit, whatever, like snapping distance and stuff. Even though this isn't truly snapping, I think it's looking for that and it's saying that it's too close to the edge of something, that type of deal. But that's why I was hoping changing the box collider would improve that. So if you want, we could try one more thing. Go back over to the scene tab.
Okay.
And then take the box collider. You'll have to double click on Chandelier 3 again.
Bring Chandelier up again.
Okay. Yeah, it's down at the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we could make two changes at once. I don't think the box collider on the candle itself is going to have any impact here, right?
Okay.
So, but if you want, you could turn that game object off, so that way it's out of the mix. And then, we want that one on. Yeah, turn that one off. Go back to the parent, and all right, that box collider is on. Good. All right, so just shrink the box collider down, so it's like only as tall as the post that sticks out for the candle holder part. If you follow what I'm saying. Let's just make it sticky right in the center.
Oh, like this, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, just like that. And see, yes, this doesn't have a mesh collider, right? I don't think. Yeah, do me a favor, scroll down. Let's just make sure there's no mesh collider on that object as well. All right, I don't see one. Okay, good. All right, cool. Yeah, try that. See what happens.
Okay.
If it still does it, then it may literally just be the rules of the game of deco placement that are getting in the way, or there's something about the mesh for the podium it doesn't like, like it's not flat enough for it or something, which obviously shouldn't be the case.
Which could be. I mean, yeah, because now the truth is the podium is carved. It has like ins and outs on it.
Right. Oh, in the mesh?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's what's causing it.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can tell you that's exactly what it is. So if you check this now, you're probably gonna have the same placement areas, because it has to be flat. But by making it a smaller contact point, we might be able to get a better, yeah, see. So, I thought those were normals that were doing that, so.
Weird though, because as small as it is right now,
yeah,
it still doesn't want to.
Right. Well, like you said, if that scroll work is actually three-dimensional scroll work, then that might be the issue there.
But that's the weird part. You see, I mean, I made it even smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems to be having some trouble, like sometimes going on that border edge, because that border edge is totally flat.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and that still could be, as I said, there's a
Look,
minimum. That's funny.
yeah, now it's like, now it doesn't care. Now it's letting me put it in weird areas that it just doesn't seem like right.
Yeah. Well, that's because the deco is a deco container, and the fact that it's using a box collider and we have it so small, it's saying that it could attach there.
And yet it's still having problems there.
Yeah. So one of the things we could end up doing here is making a uh, uh well, either do it through a mesh collider to put, or put some kind of a box collider type of situation over the wood to make it flat. So if that scroll work is not a normal and that's actual mesh, then we just need to bury that behind an invisible, wall, as it were.
Now I can't pick up the candle at all.
You're gonna have to get the camera angle at the other side, because you're picking it up from the base, not from the candle. Yeah. So we could go in there and do more with this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure I know what we would need to do.
Okay. Well, this is a good play. This is a good test to test things, because yeah, I definitely need to figure out what's going on with the. Here, I'm just going to put the whole thing in here. Oh no, I have to pick it up first.
Yep.
Ugh.
And that's because we made it so small.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to save that. So
And it's full of hatred now.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that was a good test, but yeah, we have to figure out two things, and we have to figure out why it wouldn't let a book be placed on it, and then we have to figure out why it wouldn't do the simple pop-up tip of it being made in Norgard.
Right. Exactly. So let's see. I just want to check one thing. I know I'm the one who has to go, so check this. And okay, so I noticed before, and I didn't say anything because I assumed that it was supposed to be that way, that the deco surface on the deco surface type on the deco on the book snap
Yeah.
thingy was set to floor, and on
The deco service type on the book snap.
yeah, on the the object that's the snaps the books to the thing, the script for that.
Let's go. Let's see if we can go back and look at that then.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it is floor on this too. So I was thinking that might be, but if we could look at it real quick. All right. So, and you're bringing up the thing, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the. I'm going to the test scene outdoors so I can get back to the object itself real quick.
Okay. All right.
You're saying that the book snap placement is
Yeah.
somehow set in a weird way.
Well, I wanted to see what was going on with it, right? So of course we got the mesh collider that's turned off, and then
It's set to floor.
yeah, and expand snap locations on that. Snap settings, and yeah, snap locations, and snap size. Does that say 1? I can't read that.
It says 2.
Yeah, snap settings, snap locations is 1, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
snap placement. That is correct. Okay. Yeah, and then we did have it. Crap. All right, so yeah, that's
Are you
interesting.
comparing it to the other one, the one that works?
Yeah, but the one that's working, I think I know what it is, but there's not enough time to do this now. At least for me. I mean, if you want to keep playing with it. Basically, the book attached, right, as we would expect, the center of the handle, right, the gizmo, the handle gizmo,
Yeah.
and there's a alternate rotation key that you could hit. So that would be in by default R, and that would make it lay down, and in theory it would lay it down at that angle where the green arrow is going. So that might be the issue there, although we'd have to do a side by side, get an easel into your test scene, into the play,
Yeah.
and test it and try it there, and see if we have something else going on. But that's what I suspect might be happening.
Now, and I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean when I tried to put the book down, I needed to use another key to rotate it into the right position?
Yeah, there's an R, the R key, which instead of standing it up on its end, would make it lay down flat on its side. So that's the question. If that needs to happen, right? And if it doesn't need to happen, then you either there's something else that we need to adjust, or there is just the really, really horrible luck of picking one of the books that just doesn't work right.
Okay, well, we can test that later then, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks you guys for watching this. What seems to me would have to be boring ass stuff to watch us try to do. Uh, you know, the thrill of victory is often overweighed by the agony of defeat when we try to handle stuff like this, and especially provide new objects that function in certain ways for you guys, especially because we want to, we want to make them do all kinds of cool things. But man, is it not always easy to get that to happen,
Yep.
as you have seen tonight.
Yep. So
Well,
the plaque, one thing about the plaque, is that definitely above the collision for the podium?
well, it would have to be because we can see it. The podium's collision is its mesh,
Right. Okay.
and the collision of this plaque is its mesh.
All right. And it is three-dimensional. It's not flat, right?
Yeah, it's three-dimensional.
Okay. All right.
In
Yeah.
fact, you
So
can watch and see because here, if I grab the object right here, are we in the world again? Yeah, we are. Okay. If I grab the brass plaque by itself and zoom in on it, you can see that it's floating above. If I make it go down, it goes down.
Right. Gotcha. All right. That's fine. So then the next thing really to do is allow this to go through, submit it and allow it to go through integration, and see if there's any entity aspects of it that need to be updated or anything like that. So
Right, which you'd think it wouldn't.
yeah, probably not, but
But you never know at this
Yeah.
point. So I guess that being the case, I'm gonna go ahead and say project, say scene. I'm gonna turn in what I have. That way, if you wish to try to play with it later, because those two things need to work one way or the other.
Yep. And they will. It's I'm sure it's something silly. So okie dokie.
Because tackling with that is not the best. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and I might as well do it while I'm here. I'll go ahead and turn, or I should say, tell the sucker to give.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, it's back at that again. Let's see. Hold on. We're unchanged. And
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. That's absolutely positively true. The more people that we get watching the streams, the more they'll be informed as to what's going on.
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. Oh, look, itemization metadata underscore asset. What is that?
Well, the metadata, that's when you created the item, it creates the metadata for it, and that needs to go through integration.
But
So,
it says itemization metadata.
yes. Yes,
Dot asset.
because you created the item, you created the asset for the item, so it adds it to the metadata.
Why doesn't it indicate the name of the item that I made it for?
Because the metadata is a file that is absolutely huge and has all of the items in it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not the meta file for the item, it's the metadata for all the assets.
Oh, I see. Okay. It also thinks that I checked out Chandelier 3, which I didn't.
The asset or the prefab?
The prefab.
Well, we did, because that's what we were messing with. That,
Oh, that's true. Okay, and those are the changes I made, but that I guess I need to change that back, don't I?
yeah, just revert it. It's, not worth messing with if it doesn't make an improvement.
We still should probably go in and fix that a little bit, because it did act a little bit better once I fixed it the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, you saw the reasoning behind my change, and I think that the initial change made a lot of sense.
Right.
Yeah, so
But
yeah,
what
we
I might
probably could do that.
what I might want to do though is go in and make a less a simpler I mean, still make it a mesh collider, but make it a much simpler one that's not, so actively uh, multi-polygonal.
Right, right. I mean, yeah. If you were to go into that and make a mesh collider for it, all we really need is, the equivalent of what we would have done with box colliders. It doesn't even
Right.
have to be the right shape or anything, because you're just, it's a collider. It's going to be invisible.
Right, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it needs to be the right shape. It just needs to be a shape that is not, it doesn't have so many ins and outs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be exact, because it's not like we're trying to make an LOD out of it or anything.
Right. Okay. Well, with that then, folks, thanks again for watching all this crazy, zany, and sometimes frustrating attempts to make things work properly. And hopefully we'll see you all guys again soon.
Yep. See you guys later. Night.
Yep. Good night.